get us going a little bit, and we felt running the ball. We tried to run the ball on first down. We just didn't get a lot of movement up front. And when you don't get a lot of movement up front, it kind of puts us behind the sticks. And when you watch like the game, you watch a film again, there were little things. It was one guy here or one guy there that if they do what they're supposed to do, now you're sitting in a 4-yard gain or a 6-yard gain, and the whole playbook's open. So that's kind of why we got into like throwing it a little bit more, and we felt that we could do that pretty effectively. And at times we were able to throw the football against them, I think, at a very effective rate.
Then you guys got Wilmington this week. They've shown that they can put some points on the board. They're good at putting up just yards on offense in general. Your defense, especially in the red zone, has been really good this year. Talk about kind of what you're kind of doing on planning to limit Wilmington putting up points on the board this week.
Yeah, Anthony Ciccone, our defensive coordinator, he and his defensive staff have done a phenomenal job of preparing these guys every week. We do a lot of different checks, a lot of different mixes and matches with different guys. Wilmington's very talented offensively. They're not they're not a stranger to the end zone, which is obviously for us something that we need to make sure that we can get ahead of, especially with the way that they run the football. Some of the things they do with their quarterbacks playing really well for them right now. I know he's a first-year starter as a senior and playing very well for them. He does a lot for them. He's also their punter. He's kind of Mr. Everything for them. So we got to make sure that we can limit that. And really in the OAC, every single week you're to play great quarterbacks. They're a big physical offensive line up front, very large. They're going to lean heavily on our guys, and we're young up front on the defensive line. For the exception of Bart, who was the OAC Defensive Player of the Week for his efforts this past weekend against Muskingum. But realistically, I think that's going to be a big part of it. And then really in our secondary, our guys got to win one-on-one matchups. They're athletic. I would put our secondary against anybody in the country right now. With the guys we have playing back there, I really think we have a talented group, and we've been so opportunistic, as a defense, being able to create turnovers and cultivate different opportunities in really timely needs. And you really look at it, we sat here last week. I said there were 3 plays. Really last weekend there were a couple plays here and there that fall in the same category. And when you have those couple plays, unfortunately, that's what people look at instead of looking at how well you played. And I give them credit. We went for it on our own 38-yard line at one point because I'm trying to win the football game. And we didn't get it. And I think some people were like, well, why is he not punting here? And it's like, well, in this situation, I want to try to get that first down. It was a manageable 4th down, conversion situation. We didn't get it. Defense came back and played really good defense for us.
And I want to ask about Easton Hardwin. He took a hard hit in the second half, left the game. You're down 20-7, nothing at that point. Was that just a safety precaution thing? Kind of what's his status going into week 3?
Yeah, Easton, he got hit pretty hard. There were a couple hits he took that we tried to keep him clean off of, and realistically at that point in the game, where he was at. The previous week he was wrapped up like a mummy. This week, when your helmet gets knocked off in a play, it's my responsibility as the head football coach here to make sure that every one of our players is safe. And at the end of the day, that's my number one concern, is that our young men are safe and they really have the ability to do that. And we took him off to the side and made sure we evaluated him, talked to him accordingly. He was after the game, goes, Coach, I appreciate what you did for me, because that's important, and having that opportunity.
Yeah, he's no stranger to pain, except for that concussion last year, kind of around the same time of the season. Then backup freshman quarterback Lorenzen Horace came in, scored a couple touchdowns. Talk about how you evaluate his play, and maybe we'll see him maybe.
Yeah, Lorenzen's who we thought he was. And really when we evaluated him and when Coach Schaefer found him in the recruiting process, we got this job in the middle of February, and we were trying to find a quarterback that, a couple quarterbacks in this class, and then really, we looked at it and we found Lorenzen, and the crazy thing is his first time on campus was when he moved in on August 9th. He had never actually visited campus physically. He created a relationship with Coach Schaefer and myself through the recruiting process that allowed him to feel comfortable and his family to send him here to Central Ohio to have this opportunity. And what I really think about Lorenzen is, we saw the arm talent, we saw the gamer that he is, on film, and that's what he did. He came in and he excelled. He did exactly what he's coached to do in that capacity. There's some things we got to clean up in his game as well. But once again, gave us a great spark late in that game to show we continue to fight. And I think that was the biggest thing that I took away from our team, was our guys kept fighting. No matter what the scoreboard said, and a lot of people would say, 27-0. Going into the fourth quarter, you would say, hey, the game's over. Mm-hmm. Our guys kept fighting. We get the onside kick. We put ourselves in a situation, really, where we made that game easily 27-21, with an opportunity to get the ball back. That's where you look at, we have those moments where we flash. They've got to be more consistent.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of up there with the crowd when it was 27-0. I'm like, what's going on here? And you guys kind of fought back. I was like, going to make it a game here, especially after that onside kick recovery. So,
Yeah.
So kind of an obvious question here, but just like how important is this game on Saturday to try to pick up a win? Because, you know, it's the end of the 3-game homestand, and kind of, you know, you're going to be getting the tougher part of your schedule after this game on Saturday.
Yeah, it's imperative. You know, we've got to come away with a victory. You know, winning is important. That's why we get into this thing. No one plays football just to play it. And, you know, this team's hungry, you know, and we're hungry. And I say this team, meaning everyone in this facility right now, wants a win. And we're working towards it. We're doing everything in our power to make sure we can get there. We got to start fast. That's the biggest thing. We got to start fast offensively, defensively, in the special teams game. And if we can do that in all 3 facets, you know, hopefully at the end of the game, when that scoreboard will tell us we're winners at the end of it.
And last question, kind of a 2-parter. If you could choose like any class for all your football players to take, what would that be? And then maybe to help you spark, back in your college days, what was like the most beneficial or your favorite class that you took in college?
Yeah, I honestly, it sounds crazy. I would say a sociology class, a basic sociology 101 class. And I say that because I think the biggest thing that we neglect sometimes is our interactions with others. Mm-hmm. And I was a sociology major, so maybe that's part of the reason why I feel that's really important for us. But I say that because you think about sociology. What is sociology? It's a study of people. What's the most important thing in our lives that we have to deal with in sports and whatever we do? Is people and how we interact with them and how we retain to each other. I told our guys this the other day, and I said that I think it's really important is that, you know, children yell, men talk. Men look eye to eye and they have conversations. And I think when you look at that and you look at our society and where we're at today, we have to develop men here. We have to every single day. And I think sociology affords us that opportunity. It doesn't take away from, you know, it's considered one of the soft sciences, but I think it gives us a lot of background and gives us the basis of it. And I told our guys the other day, I said, there's 3 major theories that you have to learn in sociology. It's structural functionalism, symbolic interactionism, and conflict theory. If you can get those 3, you can pass any sociology class in America, as long as you do all your work and you show up. So the guys started laughing. They're like, Coach, it's like you were a sociology major. I go, I was, you know, so, you know, being able to do that, I think that's important. You know, and the other thing, honestly, and this isn't really a class, it's having the ability to just network, you know, talk to people. I think what happens is we walk by so many opportunities on college campuses and in our daily life where we don't say hi to somebody. It's real simple. You say hello. You never know what that interaction is going to warrant and what it's going to yield and what it can manifest into. So I think it's really important and a big part of what we do.
Yeah, I feel like that networking thing's really on point. So, well, that does it. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. It's time for Cardinal football, live here from Memorial Stadium here in Westerville, Ohio. Wilmington Quakers are coming into town to take on the Otterbein Cardinals. Garrett Wando joined alongside Michael Flack to take you through this one. Quakers come in with a 1-1 record. Otterbein 0-2. Coach Zagorski looking for his first win here, and it looks like it's not going to be easy. Cardinals pretty banged up. Starting quarterback Easton Hardwin will not be playing, along with his lead target, Owen Mengi. So what can we expect from this offense here today, you think, Micah?
You're going to see a lot of guys play positions that they might have not played. You might see Jordan Bose-Floyd line up at receiver, and as well as Rashawn Broomfield, see him in the slot alongside Zay Dunning. And there's a little bit of an opportunity here, though, for the Cardinals to make an impact. So far this season, Wilmington's defense has given up 25 points per game and 439 yards per game to each team. An opportunity for Otterbein to make a statement on homecoming day.
Yeah, absolutely. We know the Quakers can score, but they definitely give up their fair share of points in this one as well. So the thing is, for Otterbein, I think the big thing is they just need to figure out their offense. They need to get going here as soon as possible on offense. Been shut out both games at home in the first half. The offense does come alive in that second half, but just a little too late at that point. So Wilmington did win the opening tip, or not the opening tip, sorry, the coin toss. It's in basketball mode right there for a second. So Cardinals will receive, which I actually like. Yeah, the Cardinals, they just need to get their offense rolling here, I think, as soon as possible. Lorenzen Horst, he looked good last week when he came in against Muskingum, threw for 2 touchdowns, and he's more of a dual threat guy than Hardwin is.
And you mentioned Lorenzen Horst. He came in for Easton Hardwin, who got banged up on a play against Muskingum last week. And he came in 14 for 23, completed 60% of his passes, had 2 touchdowns. And with a banged up offensive line, a lot of pieces have moved. He gives that running game a little bit more depth.
Opening kickoff goes out of bounds, so Cardinals will be set up with good field position here. We'll get our first look at that offense, but like you said, with the dual threat ability with Horace, I think it kind of benefits this team just because their offensive line has struggled. They've been having trouble running the football in their first 2 games. Just having Horace back there, more of a dual threat guy. May not be as good of a passer as Hardwin, but I think just his quarterback archetype will benefit the Cardinals here in this one. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 35. Horace gives it off to Cody here on 1st down. Out past the 40, and he tackled out of bounds. We'll say at the 40-yard line. So pretty good play there on 1st down, establishing the running game.
And you're going to have to try to establish that you have a freshman quarterback in Lorenzen Horst, his first start. You got to work him into the game. And if you can do that by getting the ground game, that's exactly what you want if you're a Cardinal.
Yeah, last week against Muskingum, seems like the Cardinals just had to ditch the running game in that first half, which very limited their offense. Another handoff on 2nd down to Cody, and this time he is tackled just for a pickup of 1 yard. So 3rd and manageable here for the Cardinals, but their offense hasn't been too hot on 3rd down. Looks like they're going to hurry up here, though.
3rd down 3.
And on 3rd down, they're 8 for 29, Garrett. Only a 27% conversion rate.
There's a fumble on the play, and Horace got strip sacked, and I think that's just kind of inexperience right there by the young quarterback. Just got blindsided, and a big turnover that time by the Quakers.
And I think you put it perfectly, just showing that inexperience. When you're a freshman quarterback, you don't know and sense the pressure, so you're not standing and you're just looking downfield to try to throw the ball, and because of that, didn't have the ball tight in his hands and just got it stripped out.
So not the way the Cardinals wanted their first offensive drive to go. 1st and 10 here for the Quakers. Got Derek Laramere at quarterback. He throws. That one falls incomplete. And his number 1 target, Lethane Jones, he burnt the Cardinals last year, 204 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving, but so far this year, putting up historic numbers, 384 yards and 6 touchdowns. So, I mean, I think the main thing is just trying to slow him down.
This is a passing offense that averages 250 yards a game, and most of that coming from Lathan Jones, who already has 348 this season.
There's a handoff on 2nd down, out past the 20, and tackled short of that 1st down marker, they'll say at the 28-yard line. That was Jenkins on his first carry of the day.
And this is a team, Garrett, that is 7 for 8 on 4th down, 88%. If they can get those easy chunk plays and get it to 4th and short, you're most likely going to see the Quakers go for it.
Big 3rd down coming up, 3 yards to go. Laramere gives it off and dropped for a loss that time. So Cardinals able to get a 2-yard loss. Good job by that defensive line.
And Colin Dent just getting right to the running back. And this is a Wilmington offense that's averaging about 500 yards of total offense a game, can run the ball efficiently, but also can pass the ball. And to hold them to a field goal after the strip fumble is huge for Otterbein.
Got Seth Best out here, set to attempt out this field goal, and it's up. And no good, so 37-yarder. They come up empty off the strip sack from Horace, so a little bit of damage control by that Cardinal defense, which is what we've seen really a lot this year, is that defense is able to bail out the offense for the majority of the game, but just fatigue starts to mount up, and then they end up giving up big plays. But this is a bounce-back moment here, though, too, for the freshman quarterback. We'll see how Horace comes out.
Zach Schmidt just hooked it to the right. Like you said, a perfect opportunity for the Cardinals. Got hurt by the sack and fumble, but immediately get the ball back after a missed field goal.
Cardinals will take over at their own 20. Horace gives it off to Cody on first down. He's got some room out past the 25 and tackled just short of the first down marker, but a flag comes in. And looks like it's going to go against the Cardinals.
Looks like you're going to get a holding in the back, and that's huge off of a big run by Cody. Puts them deeper into their own territory.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be setting up. First and 16. So the Cardinals going behind the sticks here on the first play. Not the ideal situation here you want for the first time starter Horace. See if they can get out of a hole here. Horace gives off to Cody again, and this time he's got nowhere to go. I think he may just, they're going to say he lost a yard on that carry.
And this is a reworked offensive line. Had to have some shifts over the past couple weeks, and they're just trying to find that chemistry on the line. But as a new starting quarterback, you want to get into that run game, especially on first and long. But something the Cardinals will have to figure out as this game goes on.
Yeah, they definitely want to try to establish the running game, help out your freshman quarterback here in his first start. But 2nd and 18 here. Another give off to Cody up the middle, and this time able to get to the 18-yard line. Or pardon me, that was Bose Floyd.
And Lorenzen Horace from Stockton, California. A little bit of a transition going from California here. The coaching staff actually said they found him, saw some highlights on social media, and became really interested, reached out to him, and that's kind of how it ended up coming over here.
That's a nice story here. You don't see that too often in Division III as Horace trying to convert a 3rd and long, rolling out to his right, throws, caught. They're going to say incomplete, though, and it would have been short of the first down either way. So just a tough drive that time. It was kind of just killed by that early holding penalty.
And Zane Dooning going to replace Owen Mengi, who's out in the slot, and just plays such a huge role for this offense. It's going to be interesting to see how they do, but good by Lorenzen Horace to scramble out to the right and not take the sack.
So Aiden Schneider set to punt this one away. Punt is up, and fair caught at the Wilmington 48-yard line. Get another look at that Quaker offense. This one's still scoreless. 11:04 remaining here in the first quarter. And we were looking at the schedule, early in the year and even just now. This is a end of a 3-game homestand for the Cardinals. They're getting really into the thick and difficult part of their schedule. This is really an important game for them to just, I think, based on what happens here tonight, can really affect what kind of momentum and just what kind of season they will have. Larimer dropping back, looking to throw. That pass is caught out past the 50 and tackled inside Cardinal territory at the 45-yard line. That was Jones.
And Jones going to have to command a lot of double teams, averaging 192 yards per game, 6 touchdowns on the season.
Larimer looking for Jones again. No good. Unable to get both hands on that one. And, that's going to probably be the whole game plan. Just get Jones the ball, these designed routes for Jones. Just throwing it up to him because, like we said, he has over 384 yards receiving. As got a whistle.
And you kind of go back to that schedule. You come off a 3-game homestand, and then you're on the road. You play Marietta, then Capital, then Heidelberg, and it's going to get really tough in the back half of this schedule. Got some key games at home, though, in Baldwin Wallace and John Carroll down the stretch. But you got to play teams like Heidelberg, ONU, and as well as Mount Union, who is ranked in the top 5 in Division III polls. So going to be a tough road stretch after this for Otterbein. They would like to go into that with the win and some momentum.
I think Otterbein calling their first timeout. Defense seemed a little unorganized for this 3rd down and 3 play. And you mentioned Wilmington likes going for it on 4th down here. This could be a play, designed, since they only need 3 yards to just set up and go for it here on 4th down. So Cardinals seeing if they can hold strong again. But this defense, early in games, these games have been close for as long as they have for the Otterbein because of their defense.
The defense has came up in so many different ways, forcing the turnovers. But if you're Wilmington, you get it to 4th down and 2, 4th and 1, you're probably going to go for it. You're in no man's land. You could punt it, but you're not really going to kick it either. So it's an opportunity for them to try to make a statement early and go for it on 4th down if they do not convert on 3rd.
3rd and 3 here for the Quakers. It's going to be a give. And tackled just a yard short that time. So, or are they? Yeah, I was going to say, I thought the official was signaling moving the chains, but they're going to mark it a yard short. So we're likely, offense is staying out there. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 1.
You're going to see a little bit of tempo.
Hand off to Jenkins. And I think he got just enough for that 1st down. They're going to mark it right at the sticks, but got a couple Cardinals were able to get to him in the backfield, just weren't able to bring him down.
And just able to get there, like you said. A few Cardinals were able to get to the running back, but made a cut to the left, saw an opening, and just able to get the 1st down.
Big 4-down conversion early in this one from the Quakers. Laramie in the gun, 1st down and 10. To give to Jenkins, and this time not much going for him, just a pickup of 1 yard.
And that front of Otterbein, a little bit of change as Austin Birchall is out. Tennell Edwards will be starting in that spot, and so far have been playing really good defending the run.
Jenkins gets it again. This time a pickup of 4 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and about 5 here coming up for the Quakers.
You're probably just going to see them here go for it again, maybe with the run. Just a quick play. It seems like they're going to continue to go for this on a 4th down. Not really need to take that shot.
Yeah, it seems like at this point in the field, let's say take a sack or a penalty, this is probably 4 down territory. So trips far side here for Laramie. Gets it, gives it off, and will be short of the sticks, but it will set up another 4th and short. They're going to say 4th down and 2.
And they're trying to put a lot of the receivers to the right, make the attention on that, and have their star receiver of Lathan Jones one-on-one. And you're going to see him most of the time on the left side of the screen currently. They want that one-on-one coverage on the outside. He's the big playmaker on this team.
We'll see if they take a shot to him here. He's set up on the near side with one-on-one coverage on 4th and 2. Looking to throw. Laramie looking downfield. Incomplete. Wasn't Jones that time. It was Brian Kearse. So Cardinals will force another good defensive possession. Turnover on downs that time.
And that's exactly what you want to see if you're the Cardinals defense. Get off the field and put your offense back on the field. And like we had mentioned before that play commenced, you're going to go to the outside if you're the Quakers. It's the one-on-one coverage. Had them in stride, but the ball was just a couple feet out of range.
I think the big thing here for the Cardinals is just try to take advantage of the good play from your defense. Just try to put some points on the board. Horace looking to throw on first down. Looking deep. Intercepted. And here come the Quakers now at the 50. Breaks one tackle and finally goes down inside Cardinal territory. Trying to see who got the interception there.
And Neal with the interception. That's just tight coverage by Lorenzen Horace. A little bit of a bad decision by him. You see there was two guys there. Tried to fit in the tightest window, and able to come up with it is the Quakers.
Yeah, kind of that throw and that just based off the coverage and stuff kind of remind me of what Josh Allen was doing against the Jets on Monday night. Just trying to find his receiver deep, but the coverage was just too tight to fit that ball in there. So both these teams' offenses have been struggling. We'll see who can break the seal here first. And this time, this run is going nowhere. Hoist of Cardinals coming in the backfield. And they're going to say
Zach Heimer there. And Howard able to come up with the tackle, and just right after coming off the field, the defense has to come back on, and we're going to see if there's a little bit of fatigue and see if Wilmington can take advantage of that.
Yeah, and no matter how good your defense is, like you said, they were just on the field like probably less than 5 minutes ago, so we'll see if fatigue is starting to set in here early for the Cardinals. With 7:15 to go here in the first quarter, they have been playing great so far, limiting that high explosive Quaker offense to no points, even though they've been set up with good field position on all their drives. And we got a flag here. There's some miscommunication going on down there in that Quaker offense. And be a delayed game going against the Quakers, so make this now 2nd and 18s, and their offense is struggling as well early in this game.
Loss of yards to the 48-yard line.
Still plenty of time, though, if you're Wilmington. Only going to back them up deep, but you have that outside threat on the near side.
Down 18.
Here's Laramie looking to throw on 2nd down. Goes to his right, has a man, but just overshot him that time.
Derek Harrimer's pass incomplete.
As Laramie had someone in stride multiple times, saw it there with Lathan Jones in the last drive. And then again here on the little wheel route, goes up beyond the corner and just got him in stride, but a little overthrown again.
So 3rd and long for the Quakers. They have yet to convert so far on 3rd down, 0 for 2 in this game. Laramie all alone, looking to throw. Throws to his right. That pass is caught out past the 40, 30, and good enough for the 1st down and more.
Derek Harrimer's pass complete.
That was Muhammad on the reception.
And Kurz gets the ball, a little bit of an in route, only a couple yards, then takes it right up the middle of the field as there's no one around for the 1st down.
Yard line 23, 1st and 10.
And 1st down, give up the middle is a flag. This one's probably coming back for a holding, but able to get the 1st down. We'll see what this flag is, though.
I think you're right. They're going to get him on the holding. A good run, but most likely a holding will bring him back a few more yards. And some penalties on this drive have cost Wilmington. The delay of game, not as much, but that would have been a 1st down run without the holding.
So this one will come back. But yeah, they're getting behind the sticks early, which doesn't help your chances here on offense. They were able to convert the 3rd and 18 on the previous drive, but holdings are just really, it's a 10-yard penalty. These are just really can be drive killers. So they'll be back at the 33. 1st and 20.
First and 20.
Larimere looks down for Jones. Caught, touchdown, Quakers. And that's what we were expecting, the Larimere to Jones connection. This one was good for 33 yards and the first score of the game for Wilmington.
And even with the double coverage, it's a one-on-one opportunity. Had him in stride, and you're going to go to your deep man. You know what Jones can do. That's his 7th touchdown on the season. One of the leading receivers in the OAC.
He makes his presence known. Wilmington going for 2, or appears to be. Larimere motions over Jones. It's a pitch to Jones, and he will be stopped. Nowhere to go on that play. Cardinals knew what was coming and stopped it, so they'll be limited to 6 points on their opening drive, or on their first drive. They're able to score with 6:14 remaining in this one. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Homecoming here for Otterbein, welcoming in the Wilmington Quakers. They have a 6-0 lead. And a little bit of a pooch kick here, and fielded, and just kind of falls to the ground there at the 35-yard line. So good field position once again for the Cardinals here.
And this is where you're going to have to start to find some offense. You've seen those growing pains for the freshman of Lorenzen Horace. And he's going to have to try to calm down here and settle into this game. Probably went to the sidelines. Quarterback coach comes up to him and kind of talks to him about what he needs to do. You don't want to throw into those tight coverages if you don't have to.
Yeah, Horace still looking for his first completion on the day. 0 for 2 with an interception. Gives off to Cody here on first down. And he is dragged down after a pickup of 3 yards. And still tough sledding here for Cody, and just that rushing game overall early in this one.
You're going to want to try to establish that. Let Lorenzen Horace get comfortable into this game early and allow the rushing attack to kind of carry the burden for the starting quarterback.
Second and 7. Horace gives it to Cody again. Has some room up the middle. It's quickly swallowed up. But it will set up a 3rd and 2 for the Cardinals this time.
Third and 2. Go for it again. Maybe another run here. And you're going to be in your own territory, but if it's 4th and 1, it might be something worth going for and to consider if you're Coach Zagorski.
Yeah, he's shown that he's not afraid to go for it deeper in his own zone than this. So we'll see what happens here on 3rd and 2. Just under 5 to play in the opening quarter. Horace has Cody next to him. And motions him out. Horace looking to throw. Pass caught. Good enough for the first down. Good job by Horace finding his man. Hooks up with Declan Jewett for his first completion of the game.
And Declan Jewett just giving that safety blanket. And that's kind of what you want to lead into with Lorenzen Horace. Those short, intermediate passes. Get him comfortable, get him into the rhythm, learning the offense, and then eventually allow him to take those deep shots down the field.
First and 10, Horace, low snap, gives it to Cody still, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. That's just kind of been the theme of the season. You have a sense that Horace is going to have to get this one done with his arm if they want to put up some points.
And that's exactly right. Just going to have to be able to throw the ball here, as the run game has been very stagnant through the first two games for the Cardinals, between Bose Floyd and Cody, averaging about 3.7 yards a carry.
Second down and 10 for the Cardinals. Here's Horace. Looking to throw. Across the middle. Incomplete. Trying to find his receiver across the middle. Just through the hands that time of Dooney.
And Dooney was right there for the catch. Had the space just a little too far out in front of him on the slant.
Yeah, top target so far for the year. Owen Mengi is out with an injury, and that's kind of the plays that you draw up for Mengi early in the season, just good old reliable targets. So we'll see what the Cardinals do here on 3rd and 10. And that one not being able to be caught by Bose Floyd. Passed a little low that time for his running back.
4th down 10, you're going to see the punt unit come out, and there's been a little bit of struggles with the punting unit for Otterbein, but during the game against Muskingum, not really many issues, as the punter is Aiden Snyder.
Yeah, you're alluding to that blocked punt against Ohio Wesleyan, which was a really big play. Could have possibly cost them the game there, so Aiden Schneider set to punt this one away. Gets it. Took a little long to get rid of that one, but a nice punt. And that will bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Abe Snyder's punt goes into the end zone for a touchback.
So we'll see if this Cardinal defense can kind of limit the damage done here, just because we know this Wilmington team is going to be able to move the ball down the field. But you need to just try to limit their scoring chances, which the Cardinals have done a really good job so far with their red zone defense so far this year. They are 6 for 11 as a defense in the red zone, only giving up 4 touchdowns. Laramie, play action, rolling to his right, has time, and just kind of cans this one. Go incomplete.
As Laramie was looking for Lathan Jones, and he's pretty much a one-man show. Has 18 receptions, now make it 19 after that touchdown catch, where the second closest behind him only has 2 receptions on the season.
So run up the middle on second down, good for 4 yards is Jenkins. But yeah, like you said, you got to try to make someone besides Jones beat you. He's the clear #1 target, and really the only target that Laramie Jones has been able to hook up with consistently.
And if Jenkins finds the hole, he's a very valuable back for this Quakers team. On 44 rushes, has 265 yards and averaging 6 yards a carry with the touchdown.
3rd and 6 coming up. Wilmington 1 for 3 on the day, dropping back. Laramie has time. Rolling to his right. Throws this one deep. Incomplete. So Cardinal defense holds strong that time once again. Stopping him on 3 and out.
And the defense giving the opportunities for their offense. Not much has come off of that offensive drive last time, but immediately we'll give them right back after the 3 and out.
4th down 6.
Cardinals should be set up with pretty good field position here. It looks like they're coming after this punt. Get the punt away, line drive, and Bose Floyd, or I believe that was Carlos Alamo, lost it, and I think he was fortunate enough to recover that one, but thought about just letting it go at first. Then didn't realize it was going to take a really big Wilmington bounce. Tried to field, and just fortunate he did not turn that one over.
And he's lucky. He probably should have just let it bounce. It was well past him a couple feet, and he tried to extend with his arm to grab it. Luckily, a teammate was right there to grab it back, but that could have been disastrous for Otterbein.
Cardinals will take over at their own 31-yard line. It's been very tough for them on offense so far here this afternoon, which has kind of been the theme over the past 3 games. In the first half of these games, they've been shut out in both of their games so far in the first half. We'll see if Burns and Horace can crack that. Play action, pass caught, and whistles. They're going to say Edwards just had his knee down as soon as he caught that one.
Gavin Edwards, a target that they should be looking for.
Cody on second down is stopped a yard short of that first down marker. So big third down coming up. Cardinals looking to go fast here. Horace keeps it, throws, caught, and Edwards just lost his footing as soon as he caught that one, or else he probably would have had that first down.
And that was a little bit behind the sticks. Now 2 yards behind in your own territory. But the defense has been playing very well. If you're Otterbein, this might be something worth going for.
Yeah, I think the offense is staying out there. 4th and 2, first quarter. It says a little over a minute remaining. This is a big play. That's just, I think, the inexperience on display by the freshman quarterback. Didn't check to see if his receivers were set and ready, and it will be a result now in a false start.
And because of that false start, they're going to bring out the punt team and back them up a couple yards. 4th and 7 instead of 4th and 2. A huge mistake by the offense.
Yeah, that was a big miscommunication right there by the offense. So now Snyder will have to punt this one away. Snyder barely gets that one away, but a high kick. And bounces forward, but it will still be down to inside the 20, and solid punt by the Cardinals that time. Quakers will be set up deep in their own zone, right at their own 17-yard line.
And the Quakers had that beautiful drive ending off with a Jones touchdown, but since then, and even a couple drives before that, been all Otterbein on defense, just being able to stifle any momentum the Quakers tried to build.
Yeah, this Cardinal defense has done a good job of keeping this game close. We were saying this could be a lot worse for the Cardinals based off how the offense has been playing so far. As Jenkins up the middle and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 45 seconds remaining. We'll have to snap one more play here for the end of the quarter.
And Otterbein will be happy to come out of this quarter with just trailing by 6 points after they gave up the strip sack, put that in their own position, missed the field goal. Couple of other opportunities for Wilmington in the 4th and short that wasn't converted on the deep shot. Otterbein's defense will be very happy with the quarter.
Handoff, Jenkins, and he is dragged down this time after a pickup of 1, maybe 2 yards, so it'll be a 3rd and long coming up when we come back. Well, that will be it for the end of the first quarter. Quakers lead the Cardinals here at homecoming by a score of 6-0. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
All right, welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Garrett Wandel, Micah Flack here with you. Wilmington up 6-0, but I think if you're the Cardinals here, feeling pretty good about yourself, especially defensively. You have the offense has turned the ball over twice, but the defense has limited all that to just 6 points on the board. But it'll be a 3rd down and 8 coming up here for the Quakers. But you know, it's just a matter of time till this Quaker offense, I feel like, is gonna start to get it going and put some points on the board. It's just up to that Otterbein offense now, really, to try to help out their defense a little bit, give them some cushion.
And the Otterbein defense will look for its 2nd consecutive 3rd and out.
So 3rd and 8. Wilmington is 1 for 4 on 3rd down so far here today. Little problem with the sticks. Say flip fields.
Third down 8.
And more whistles. Problem with the chain gang there on the sideline is what it appears to be, but chance for that Cardinal defense to get more of a breather here in this one. And we will get this play off here sooner or later. All right, here we go. Larimere gonna keep it on 3rd and 8, and he's got nowhere to go as he loses 2 yards on that 3rd down carry.
And they thought about just getting a couple more yards, maybe with that quarterback keeper. If it would have been close enough, maybe go for it on 4th down.
Mm-hmm. That's got to be my thinking there too. But the Cardinals have done a really good job of limiting that rushing attack. They look like they're going to come after it here on this punt once again. Maybe trying to use their special teams, put some points on the board. Punt is away. Line drive punt fielded by Alamo at the 50. He's out past the 40 now. Has some open field. 35, 30, 20, and pushed out of bounds. They're going to say right at the 20, 21 yard line. So there you go. Cardinals using special teams to set up their offense with great field position.
And a great block by his teammate, able to get to the left side, and like you said, puts the offense in its best field position of the day. And this is something you got to capitalize on early into the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, you gotta put points on the board, preferably a touchdown here. You just need to go 21 yards. Lorenzen Horace making his first career start, true freshman. Easton Hardwin inactive for today's game. Handoff, both Floyd on 1st down. He's got nothing much going for him. And he'll give him 2 yards. Yeah, I was going to say 14 rushing yards so far in this game for the Cardinals. They've been trying to establish the run, but it's just nothing's there going for them. 2nd and 8, trips far side here. Horace gives it off, both Floyd again. This time falls forward for another pickup of 2. So 3rd and 6 coming up. Looking to hurry up. This is probably 4 down territory here for the Cardinals. Horace looks to throw. Has time. Looks across the middle. Looks like it's caught. They're going to say incomplete. Padaky was the intended receiver. Must have hit the ground as he hit the ground.
And Christian Pataky looking to get into this game. Looked like he might have had it, but not had possession as he went to the ground. And now 4th down. And this is a tough situation if you're Otterbein. You're in field goal range. Maybe it's just worth getting some points on the board because of Wilmington missing that extra point. 2 field goals could put you tied up in this game, but they're going to decide to go for it and see if it pays off.
Yeah, we'll see if the pays off. Horse looks to throw. Looking end zone. Caught. Touchdown! Cardinals. Was waiting for the official signal that time, but I believe that was Kent on the reception that time. But good throw by Horace, good protection, and good catch. Cardinals have a chance to take a lead here with the extra point.
A 17-yard touchdown catch for Sil Kent from Lorenz and Horace.
Now what a catch by the receiver there of Otterbein. Put it in a tight window, get it on the ground, and immediately puts him up in this game possibly.
It does. Extra point is up and good. Cardinals take advantage off the great punt return by Carlos Alamo. Take the lead against the Quakers here, 7-6. 13:06 remaining. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
2 points. Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Cardinals able to get on the board there. First time they scored in the first half so far this season. Set up by that Carlos Alamo punt return. Had to go to the short field and converted now onside kick. And just didn't take the right spin that time. And it'll be a flag and Quakers will take over.
And just not what you want from the onside kick. It has to go at least 10 yards, but it just cut back, went about 5 or 6, and then traveled backwards. And Wilmington didn't even have to touch the ball. A very aggressive game plan by Coach Zagorski and his staff, just trying their best to get the ball back.
Yeah, I'm not against the call right there. I mean, you are put some pressure on your defense now if it doesn't pay off, but the defense has been playing outstanding so far. So we will see if the Quakers can now take advantage of good field position they're set up at. They are at the Cardinal 30 after the penalty. So we'll see what they can do. They have not been able to run the ball either. They have just 17 rushing yards in this first half, so they're going to have to try to go pass heavy and try to find the Laramere Jones connection that's worked for him so far this season. Laramere all alone here on first down. Looking left. Pressure's coming. 2 flags come out. Pass is caught. And finally tackled inside the 5-yard line, but we got probably holding here.
And it's not really going to matter. When you have that much time in the pocket and you're able to get around, usually it's holding, and that's exactly what it is.
So that one will be coming back. Quakers now set up 1st and long. 1st and 20 to be exact, which doesn't help out their chances. And that's multiple times now they've been called for these holdings, which I think is kind of killing their drives. Same formation, 5 wide out look here for Laramere on first down. Looking to his right, that pass caught. So wide receiver screen, makes a man miss, and Nice yards after catch that time.
And Joseph Spann gets the reception there. Could have looked like it almost was a late hit out of bounds, and the refs did not call it on the play. As Otterbein looking to hold them again here and force them to have to make a decision, either go for it or try to kick it.
31-yard line, second down, 11.
2nd and 11. Get a good chunk of those penalty yards back. Going deep and incomplete that time. I believe he was trying to hook up with Jones, and I think that one just out too far in front of him.
And Jones had the step on his corner. The safety was coming over to help, but he would have caught it in time. That would have been a huge play for this Wilmington offense.
Yeah, very similar route he ran to get his touchdown in that first quarter, but 3rd and 11 from the 31. Laramie all alone, 5 wide out look once again. Pressure's coming, and he's brought down for the sack. Cousins coming in with the pressure and with the sack. Nobody on that Quaker front line was stopping him that time.
Huge sack for Cousins, his 3rd sack on the season. And right when the Quakers had great field position at the 30-yard line of Otterbein, the defense comes up and makes another stop on the drive.
So now they'll be forced to punt now. No point of going for this. 4th and 20. So Cardinal defense is coming as advertised here. Punt is away. Let that one sail, and we'll see what they do here. They're going to say touchback, as he was trying to save that one, but I think just his forward momentum carried him in the end zone.
Now Otterbein has that momentum. You're able to build off of that. You tried to go for the onside kick, didn't work out. Okay, but the defense gets another stop, a sack on 3rd down, and you're now up by a point, 7-6. And now it's going to be, can you get down the field? Alamo put them inside the 30-yard line on the punt return, but can you start from your own 20-yard line and work your way down?
Yeah, I just had to go 21 yards on there. Previous touchdown drive. We'll see if they can put together a complete drive. Horace gives it to Cody on 1st down. Has a little bit of room and eventually is drugged down after a pickup of 4 yards.
And it'll be about who can get that run game going first. I've seen this in multiple games this season for Otterbein, where both defensive lines have really been able to force the other team to make mistakes through the air.
Another give to Cody here on 2nd down. Bounce on the outside, and he is stopped after a pickup of 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. So very manageable here for this Cardinal offense. Playbook's wide open.
And like you said, the playbook is wide open. Could go for the run again. Maybe try to go for it on 4th down in your own territory. We've seen the Quakers start with the ball or about where they are at, so the defense has come up. We want to try to give them a break, though, if possible. And Jordan Bose-Floyd will now go out at receiver with the thinning depth.
Trying to find Cody. That one deflected at the line. Falls incomplete. So Quakers defense responds with a stop of their own, and yeah, it's tough though for that defense to come right back out there. They held strong. They didn't get up at 1st down after being set up at their own 30-yard line, and unfortunately the Cardinal offense unable to really give them any breathing room there, going 3 and out.
And we saw Jordan Bose-Floyd get moved to the outside, and you're going to see him there, Bose-Floyd, and there was talks. We haven't seen him yet, but Rashawn Broomfield might also come and play both ways. Just a little bit of depth.
It's a fake. Snyder has enough for the 1st down and more, and it gets out past midfield. Flag comes in late. It's a penalty marker. We'll see what it is, but how about that? Going for it, fake punt. It pays off for the time being. We'll see what this flag goes against. We may get a replay here.
as a beautiful opportunity for the Cardinals. So come and play both ways. Has been talking about this. You can see the play open wide up in the middle as they all go to the outside, and Snyder reads it perfectly for the keeper going.
Otterbein has given me lots of opportunities to kind of flourish.
Yeah, got the look he wanted there for the fake fine. So
the Otterbein experience
looks like
worth
this
it for
penalty
me is
will
how personalized the
go
classes
against
are
the
and
Cardinals,
everything, and
though.
how much.
So, fortunately, it was in vain there. Blindside block, and the flag came in later in the play. 15 yards from the end of the run, so they will hold on to the ball. So you pick up the first down, which is what matters, but unable to get that good field position.
First down is a first down. That's exactly what you want if you're Otterbein, though, even though you get sent back 20 yards.
Here's Cody again on first down. He's spun around and stopped after a pickup of 2 yards, which has been about his norm today. He is at 11 carries, 28 yards, and it's been tough, but they're going to stick with the running game, which I think I agree with. You don't want to put all that pressure on just your freshman quarterback.
Want to put your offense in a position to succeed. As we've seen, Costa Gorsi will go for anything, fourth down conversions, fake punts, onside kicks. He wants to put his offense in a perfect position.
There's a give to Cody again, and able to pick up about 6 yards that time. Be third and short, 3rd and 2 once again for the Cardinals.
And on the third downs, they like to go fast, and that's exactly what they'll do.
Yeah, play action, Horace. Pressure's coming, and he is sacked this time. Nowhere to go as number 21, Sean Holenback, coming in. The DB blitz, and he stops that drive.
It looked like you might want to just hand it up the middle there. We saw Cody had a beautiful lane on the fake handoff as Horace was immediately pressured. Looked like it was a QB read option. Decided to keep it. Did not work out for the Cardinals.
So we'll see what the Cardinals do this time. I'm sure the Quakers are ready for the fake. Schneider punts this one away. Line drive kick and takes a nice Otterbein bounce and down at the 23-yard line of Wilmington. Other action in the OAC here today. Mount Union takes down Marietta 28-0, which is who the Cardinals take on next week is the Pioneers of Marietta. And John Carroll, after trailing Baldwin Wallace 7-0 early, have put up 30 unanswered. They are up 30-7 as that game is coming to a close.
And you look at what Mountain Union has done in previous years, produced NFL talent, one of the powerhouses in Division III football.
Indeed. I always call them the Alabama of Division III just because year in and year out they're always in the championship conversation, always ranked inside the top 5. Is got 2nd down and 1 coming up. Jenkins up the middle, and he will get the 1 yard needed to move the chains.
Able to get the forward progress as the Quakers looking to go pretty fast here, not extending too much time in the huddle. Want to throw Otterbein off balance and force this defense to make a mistake.
Play action, Larimere caught. And inside Cardinal territory, we'll see where they mark it. They're going to say right at the 40-yard line. That was not Jones on the reception. That was Muhammad that time for the Quakers.
A little bit of difference as he was covered by Vincent Fisher. Got beat over top.
There's a handoff on first down. And a nice run. Probably the best run we've seen by either of these teams so far here today. Ben Hobbs picks up 11 as Quaker lineman hobbles off the field.
Quakers trying to go fast here, throw this Otterbein defense off balance. Got a couple first downs because of it. Now a little bit of a reset here inside of the 30.
Seems like the Quakers are going on a little bit of a roll here on this offensive possession. Larimere looking to throw, looking right, throws it for Muhammad again, and that one will go incomplete. So obviously Cardinals are doing a good job of covering Jones. It's forcing Larimere to go elsewhere. Second and 10 coming up. And this is kind of where it seems like these Quaker drives stall out on this side of the field. Once they get around the Cardinal 30, they have a hard time gaining yards. Looks like we're going with a 5 wide out look here. Cardinals trying to get some last-minute substitutions in on defense. And I don't know if they had 12 men on the field. No flag is thrown. I think the Cardinals may have gone away with an extra guy running off the field as that snap went off.
I think you're right. There's
a flag.
A little bit of a late flag thrown for 12 men on the field.
Yeah, so that's a tough break there for the Cardinals. Unforced error. Or they're going to go substitution infraction, so it'll be 2nd and 5 now.
There's a little bit of a late flag there as they snapped the ball right when the player was just planting his last foot, still on the turf. And it doesn't matter how close you are to the sidelines. If you're in bounds, you're going to get called for it.
Larimere, play action, pressure's coming, dishes it. That one's caught. Good enough for the first down. Breaking several tackles now. Past the inside the 10-yard line. He is eventually brought down. That was Caleb Easley. Senior's listed as a linebacker, but that time he's gets a nice reception. Handoff up the middle to Hobbs. And he is going nowhere. Maybe pickup of 2 yards that time.
And so far on this drive, the run game has started to develop, especially for Wilmington. Had that QB keeper for 11 yards, then another breakaway there. And he kind of started to figure out what needs to be done, putting the pieces together late into the second quarter.
6:30 to go. Wilmington's put together a nice complete drive so far this time. They would like to cap it off with a touchdown, take back the lead. Cardinal defense, like we mentioned, they have been really good in the red zone. 6 for 11 as a defense. Play action, Larimere, pressure, has to can that one. Bring up another 3rd down.
Larimere pass incomplete.
And try to get that goal line stand here in the red zone. Try to force them to a field goal. And if you can do that, that's exactly kind of what you want if you're Otterbein. Be able to go down the field, and if you have to kick the field goal of your own, you'd be up by a point after the missed extra point for Wilmington, which puts them behind in this game instead of tied.
Yes, maybe 4 down territory too, depending on how confident they are in their kicking game. We have seen a missed field goal and well, they didn't even try the extra point. They just went for 2. Larimere looking to throw. Pass caught. Touchdown. Quakers. That was Easley again. He made that big reception just a few plays ago, and this time it's good for a 5-yard touchdown. So we'll see. It looks like they're going to go for 2 again here, try to make this a 7-point game, which kind of have to now.
And a great touchdown right inside. Looked very similar to Otterbein's, caught at the goal line right in the chest. And we'll get the touchdown for the Quakers. A good drive, a good couple of passes, a good quarterback run for 11 yards. Put them in a good position on the drive.
See if they can convert the 2-point conversion. Flag. We'll see who it goes against here, and I'm sure goes against the Quakers will influence your decision to go for 2 in this situation. Officials talking this one over. He's trying to get his mic to work. Oh, we just heard the wind, so.
Looks like they're still going to go for a 2-point conversion, though, regardless.
Yeah, I don't think the ball even moved from the 3, so. Yeah, I'm not sure if they just picked up the flag or what. All right, here we go. From the 3, see if Quakers can make this a 7-point game. Throws it across, incomplete. Flag comes in. And I don't, if this is interference, I did not see a lot on that play from the Cardinals to warrant the flag. I mean, they've been letting them get away with a little bit of contact in this game so far, and I didn't see anything that time.
Nothing huge. As you're going to see the defense come off the field. Looks like it will stand 12-7.
Oh, pass interference on the offense, so they'll decline that. So, yeah, it will stay here. 5-point game, 7-12. Quakers retake the lead, but unable to get the 2-point conversion. 6:03 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
DEPR.
Mental illness doesn't show up on
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Quakers able to get the lead back. 9 plays, 77-yard drive. Unable to get the 2-point conversion, though, so lead stays at 5. See if the Cardinals can match it. Kick is away. Fielded by Cody at the 8. He is trying to hurdle over a Quaker, unable to that time, and he is stopped at the 27-yard line. So 5:57 to play here before halftime. It would be really big here if the Cardinals could respond with a touchdown of their own, just because Quakers will likely get one more crack at it here on offense before the quarter ends, and they will also receive the second half kickoff.
And you want to try to take up as much clock as possible as well. Give the Quakers not much time, because if the Quakers go down and score, they get the ball after half after deciding to defer.
Horace looks to throw, finds Padaky, and Padaky trying to escape that tackle, but good job wrapping him up. That time he picks up 6 yards for the sophomore tight end. Cardinals trying to keep that Quaker defense on its heels. 5 wide out look. Horace throws across the middle, caught again, and good for the first down. On the reception that time, number 89, Owen Beebe.
And getting into that rhythm, a couple first downs here, a couple passing plays, get Lorenz and Horace ready. And he's looking very confident being down here with under 5:15 to go.
Yeah, you see him starting to settle into this game, hooking up with his receivers, building that confidence back up, and looking to throw again. And that one goes incomplete, hits the turf. That time will set up second down and 10, but since Horace started 0 for 2 with that interception, he is 6 for 9, 46 yards. So he has definitely figured it out here for the Cardinals. But yeah, it'd just be really nice to see and really encouraging if he could put together a complete drive, which is this is probably the best looking offensive drive besides that touchdown drive that we've seen from the Cardinals. Horace looking to throw on second down to his left. Finds Pataky again. Pataky dives forward. Gets to the Quaker 49-yard line. I think that's a guy just need to try to stay involved in the game. Pataky last year had a really big game against the Quakers. 6 receptions, 97 yards. Third and 4 coming up. Cardinals going to take a little bit more time off that play clock. It's a handoff. Bose Floyd up the middle, dives forward. I think he's going to be marked a yard short, though. So you go for it here.
With 4th and 1, you're in no man's land, and you're just trying to catch up here. You're down by 7. It's a good opportunity to go for it and try to make something happen.
Yeah, I think it's probably the right call here, and offense is staying out there. Got Cody in the backfield with Horace, so we'll see what they end up doing. We're going to get a timeout call here by the Quakers with 3:46 remaining here in the second quarter. They will talk this one over because this is a big play coming up in this football game that's just been separated by about 5 points.
It might be something you try to run up the middle. Try to get that first down one way or another. Don't want to go for the pass, really. You're 4th and 1. You're only a foot away from that first down marker. Could maybe even do a QB sneak. Try to do the read option with Lorenzen Horace. He has the legs, too, as we saw him last week get 30 yards on the ground with his legs.
Yeah, don't need to overthink it here. I think I'm right there with you. Some sort of designed run up the middle. You could even throw in Horace. He is more of a dual threat kind of guy. I haven't really seen any designed runs for him today. But, yeah, last week he was able to pick up 30 yards on about 3 carries. So, Coach Zagorski cooking up something there in this timeout. 4th and 1 at the Quaker 46-yard line. Quakers lead by 5 here. Horace in the shotgun. Quakers bring pressure. Cody up the middle. Gets the first down. And just like you said, just kind of a run up the middle. That time with Cody, it worked out. Brought the blitz kind of on that right side. Cody went more towards the left, so.
And now you got another first 3 sets of downs here. Try to make something happen.
Horace gives it to Cody on first down and has some room. Cody, that's his best run of the afternoon, and that is good for the first down and more. Pick up about 13 on that first down carry.
And if Cody could have gotten away from that tackle, had the open space, could have been a touchdown, but a 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
They give it to him again on first down, and this time gets swallowed up. And pickup of just 1 yard that time. This is good, too, just for the Cardinals. They're working that clock as appears to be an injured Quaker down there on the field. That's Wyatt Lickings. He is shaken up for the Quakers, so the official timeout here with 2:36 to play, but Cardinals putting together a really nice looking drive, trying to retake the lead here going into halftime. Both these teams still have a pair of timeouts.
You have plenty of opportunities if you're the Cardinals to try to get this and get into the end zone. You're inside of the 30, a couple minutes to about 2.5 to play, and you want to just try to build something here. Got it with Cody. Maybe go for the pass and try to take a shot here with a couple first downs.
You got plenty of time to work with. You still got 2 timeouts. Just don't want to turn it over or give the ball back to the Quakers with too much time left. 2nd and 9. Horace looks to throw. Pressure's coming, rolling right, and just throws this one out of bounds. They'll bring up another 3rd and long for the Cardinals.
And it's 3rd down and long. And you got to really consider, do you try to get a couple yards? Do you try to get it to 4th and 3, 4th and 4, then go for it on 4th down? Or do you go for the first down?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a better idea here, just kind of what they do on this 3rd down play. Because, yeah, I mean, a punt here really doesn't do too much. So, most likely 4 down territory. Horace, play action. Looks right, throws, incomplete. Receiver had his hands on the ball, but just could not haul it in. That was Broomfield, who is trying to play both sides of the ball today, so I won't blame him too much for not holding on to that one, but bring up 4th down still.
As Broomfield usually plays on the defensive side, now playing a little bit of that offense with some players out and a little thin depth at the receiver position.
Cardinals are going for it. Trips near side here for Lorenzen Horace, the freshman quarterback here, looking that way. Pressure's coming, gets rid of it, and that one just sails over the head of his intended receiver, Kent. And the Quakers come up with a big stop here, and there is still plenty of time on the clock. 2:10 to go. They still have 2 timeouts to try to stretch this game to 2 possessions.
And if you knew you were going to go for it on 4th down, even after the pass, it might have been worth just going for the run there. Just try to pick up a couple of yards. Put yourself in a position to where if you go for it on 4th down, pass or run regardless, it's not as much as it was on 4th and 9.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. At least maybe get the clock moving or force the Quakers to burn 1 timeout. Here's Hobbs now as he is able to get some nice room there on that 1st down carry. Pick up about 13 and see the running game is starting to open up a little bit now for both these teams.
Tayon Howard, Vincent Fisher on the stop for Otterbein. Play game to the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, Wilmington.
Larimere gives the Hobbs again. And this time he is stopped after 1.5. They say they might give him 2 yards on that carry. So clock continues to wind down. Quakers have to play with some tempo here if they want to try to score a touchdown. Larimere going under center. Play action, pressure, tipped at the line. Good job that time by Tyree Gunnell.
Derek Larimer pass deflected by Tariq Gunnell.
And you got a little under 1.5 minutes. You're in a position to take a couple shots, 3rd down and 8. You don't want to give the ball back immediately. Maybe just run the ball up the middle, try to make the Cardinals burn a timeout here before you punt it away.
Larimere play action, looking left, throws, passes caught, good enough for the 1st down and more. Gets into Cardinal territory. So big 3rd down conversion, just the 2nd time the Quakers have converted on 3rd down here today. Going fast, Larimere looking left again. That pass caught, and flag comes in after the 4-yard pickup.
Penalty marker on the play.
And if you're the Quakers, you hope this flag is not on you. Puts you back even more. Puts you in a bad position with Almost a minute remaining.
Yeah, penalties have been a bit of a problem for the Quakers here in this first half. Holdings have killed them a lot, and we'll get another one here. Which,
Penalty is an
an eligible man downfield here against Wilmington. I think Coach Zagorski was thinking about maybe declining it in that situation, but it will send them back 5 yards. They'll replay first down.
Five-yard penalty marks the ball at the 43-yard line. First and 15.
Got under a minute now for the Quakers. Larimere looking, throws this one deep, caught! And they're going to say, we got two signals. He said incomplete, it looked like at first, then he said catch. Going to talk about with the official, and they will rule that a catch. And he goes out of bounds, so a huge pickup that time by the Quakers. They're going to go fast. Play action, going back to the air, and that is caught at about the 15. And 43 seconds now. Quakers have to go fast, and they may burn a timeout here. They will, so with 41 seconds left. But they look like they're definitely in field goal range now. But the Cardinals trying to prevent them going up 2 possessions.
An opportunity to do something here, and it kind of all goes back to Otterbein as they were on that 3rd down and 4th down 9, something they're going to look fondly on, and maybe something they'll have wanting to change is, do you go for something a little bit easier on 3rd down and 9, maybe a run, pick up a couple yards, and go for it on 4th, maybe just burn some clock if you run it on 3rd down instead of the pass. And he gave them 2 minutes and 10 seconds, plenty of time to get down in the field, something to maybe consider going into the locker room for Otterbein. But if you're Wilmington, you're going to try to score here, and even if you go for the kick and go 15-7, you'll be up by at least 1 score, by 8 points. And that's to force them to go for the 2-point conversion if they got the touchdown.
And they will get the second half kickoff here as well. Quakers looking to throw again. Larimere going for the end zone. Caught, touchdown. We'll see. They're going to say touchdown for the Quakers. That was Hobbs coming out of the backfield that time, and he finds him for a 15-yard touchdown reception.
And got right past his corner and got him right in the end zone. A little out route. And immediately puts them up by 2 possessions, and not a good spot to be in if you're the Cardinals. You're going to get the ball back a little under 35 seconds to go. But coming out of the break, Wilmington will get the ball and look to really cement their place on this game.
Yeah, it's kind of a nightmare situation as flags come out. Looks like there was movement on that defensive line that time for the Cardinals. Extra point was good, so maybe they accept it and go for the 2-point conversion. We'll see what they end up doing, or they just take the extra point. Looks like a early indication saying that way they will decline it. Get the official word here. The offsides against the Cardinals. So penalties decline. Wilmington goes up 19-7 now with 36.3 seconds remaining. Cardinals get the ball back with 36 seconds. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale. Bipolar? Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
We're back and misfielded by the Cardinals, and this is turning into a nightmare situation now for Otterbein as Wilmington takes advantage of the miscue on the pooch kick, and they'll be set up at the Cardinal 35-yard line with 32 seconds left, and they still got a timeout.
And a missed opportunity went right between the arms into the legs and bounced out of the receiver. And now Wilmington, with under 35 seconds to go, still has a timeout. Try to put themselves in field goal range.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot afford to give up any points here if you're Otterbein. This game's quickly gone away from you here in these last 2 minutes of this second quarter. Larimere, play action, looking left, deep, and probably should have been intercepted that time by Vincent Fisher. He had his hands on it, beat the man that he was guarding, and I think Larimere fortunate that one just fell incomplete.
Very lucky so. Vincent Fisher wanting that one back. Looked like he could have just grabbed it out of the air. And that's exactly what you want if you're the Cardinals.
Would have been nice to get the interception there and not have to worry about this situation here, I'm sure, for Otterbein. But 26 seconds left. It's a pitch back. Larimere going deep. And this time it is intercepted by the Cardinals. That was Tayon Howard, right place, right time, makes the interception and saves us from any more drama, hopefully happening here with 17 seconds before halftime.
Maybe just run it up the middle here. They're going to look like they're going to mark him about the 1 or 2 yard line. Just run it up the middle and get this clock all the way down to halftime. Don't want to try to go for anything. And
yeah, they're going to mark at the 1. So, yeah, you can't kneel it. So you got to probably, I'm with you, just hand this one up off the middle and get to the locker room. Get to the locker room, talk this one over. It's still anyone's ball game. But Otterbein calls a timeout. I'm sure they're just saying, all right, guys, let's get a nice push on this first down play. Let's run it up the middle. You could even just QB sneak it, really. I mean, last thing here is a safety, obviously. You don't give a safety. That's unfortunate spot there for the Cardinals right at the 1 yard line. Quick little update. Interesting game against Muskingum and Capital. That one is close. Muskingum up by a touchdown heading into the fourth quarter against Capital. They're up 31-24. Muskingum trying to start the year off 3-0. They were here last week and they took down the Cardinals 27-14. All right. Right at the 1 yard line. 17.4 to go. This is like that Eagles formation. They're just going to push the quarterback forward. They are. And the dog pile there. And they get the yard or so, maybe half a yard. No timeout used by Wilmington. And looks like that will do it here for the first half. Wilmington leads the Cardinals here at homecoming by a score of 19-7. They had a nice second quarter, scoring 13 points. But the Cardinals, I mean, they've been playing great defense in this one. It's kind of same story, different day for this Cardinal team. Great defense in that first half, but the offense just unable to really get anything consistently going. So Wilmington will receive the second half kickoff, up 19-7. We will take a timeout here for halftime. When we come back, we start of the second half.
you to our Otterbein community. Through a selective application, interview, and elections process, 10 students were selected at this year's homecoming court. We are very excited to recognize our 2023 homecoming court members. Amanda Radke is from Plymouth, Michigan, and is majoring in public relations. On campus, Amanda has served as a first-year experienced peer mentor, co-coordinator for Needy Minds, a student writer in the TNC magazine, and competes as a track and field Division III athlete. Amanda Radke. Kendall Sistilli is from Delaware, Ohio, and is majoring in biology. On campus, Kendall has served as an AmeriCorps Vista intern, played on the Cardinals softball team, and as a student athlete, is a Van Sant Leadership Fellow, and regularly works with the Community Garden and Promise House on campus. Teddy McIntyre is from Bexley, Ohio, and is majoring in music and business. On campus, Teddy has served as an orientation leader, works in the campus center, and currently serves as president of Sigma Delta Phi. Divko Oil is from Columbus, Ohio, and is majoring in political science, sociology, and criminology and justice studies. On campus, Divko has served as a member on the Student Alumni Board, VP of our Pre-Law Society, and Student Government Senator, and former president of the Black Student Union. Lucas Patel is from Westerville, Ohio, and is majoring in studio art with a concentration in ceramics. On campus, Lucas has served as a Rise and Nest mentor, president of Kappa Pi International Arts Honor Society, and lead peer advocate and team constant facilitator, and currently serves as secretary of student government. Francesca Bella Amico is from Zanesville, Ohio, and is majoring in equine pre-vet. On campus, Francesca has served as a member of the Animal Health Science Club, URGE, and as a senator and member of several committees for student government. Amy Hisrich is from Belmont, Ohio, and majoring in journalism and media communications. On campus, Amy has served as a resident assistant, performed with marching, jazz, pep, and Towers Brass Band, and is currently editor-in-chief of TNC Media. Kylie Harbert is from Worcester, Ohio, and is majoring in zoo and conservation science, biology, music education, and undergraduate musical performance in saxophone. On campus, Kylie has served as a member of Kappa Kappa Psi and the Botanical Club, performed with several musical bands and ensembles, and currently works as a hall director on campus. Angel Prohl is from Frankfort, Ohio, and is majoring in criminal and justice studies and psychology. On campus, Angel has served as an orientation leader and student orientation coordinator, secretary of OtterPaws, and currently serves as a new member educator of Epsilon Kappa Tau and recruitment chair for the Penhaligon's Council. Hannah Pate unfortunately could not be with us on the field today, but we still wanted to take a moment and share a little bit about her. Hannah is from Port Clinton, Ohio, and is majoring in allied health. On campus, Hannah has served as a senator for student government, member of the Health Professionals Club, various leadership positions within Epsilon Kappa Tau, and currently serves as president of the Penhaligon's Council. Now please welcome back our 2022 royalty. Timmy Watring graduated in spring of 2023 with degrees in communication studies and public relations. While at Otterbein, Timmy was a diversity ambassador, a member of Sigma Delta Phi, and served as president of student government. We're so happy you could join us, Timmy. And now it's time to announce your 2023 homecoming royalty. After a campus-wide vote, please help us in congratulating Kylie Harbert. And Dimko Awil. Congratulations to your 2023 royalty. This afternoon, your Cardinal Marching Band will perform some of their favorite pop songs. Drum Major Kylie Harbert will lead the band in the Beatles' mega hit from 1966, Eleanor Rigby. We now feature the color guard, performing to a mashup of the Billy Joel hits, My Life, and Only the Good Die Young. Presenting featured twirler Ansley Dixon, performing to Elton John's 1983 hit, I'm Still Standing, conducted by drum major Molly Ramey. We conclude today's shows with Queen's 1979 smash hit, Don't Stop Me Now. We hope you enjoyed the show. The band staff is Jordy Villanova, Dr. Dan King, Leanna Johnson, Lavelle Tufts, and Corell Hughes, with senior staff Libby Dean and Amy Hirsch, and drum majors Kylie Harbert and Molly Ramey.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. The best part about playing soccer is that I get to run around and have fun. Just because I had a heart transplant, I don't expect people to take it easy on me. I can still do anything they can do. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live. I feel like it's my responsibility to live each day to the fullest. And the thing I look forward to the most is having my own family.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Did you receive a call or message that mentioned Social Security and demanded immediate action? Did the caller know your Social Security number or other personal information and tell you that your Social Security number had been used in connection with the crime? Did you feel worried that your Social Security number might be suspended, your bank account might be frozen or seized, or you could be arrested? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, demand your personal information, or instant payment, email or text you pictures or documents, or use a real government official's name to gain your trust. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Do not be fooled. Hang up. Ignore them. Report this criminal activity to the Social Security Administration Office of the Inspector General at oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
Third line, please.
DEPRESSION.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own.
Anxiety. I thought so.
Like many health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. And the sooner you seek treatment, the better.
Look at that. 6,000 steps and PTSD.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Welcome back here. Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Garrett Wandel, Micah Flack here with you. Start of the second half. Otterbein trails Wilmington by a score of 19-7. It's just kind of the same story, different Saturday here for the Cardinals. Good defense. I mean, they gave up 19 points, but there was an interception, a fumble lost in that first quarter. Also a kickoff muffed right before halftime. They were able to limit the damage, but the offense hasn't been able to get anything going. The only touchdown coming on that 21-yard drive set by the great punt return from Carlos Alamo.
And this Otterbein team definitely is more talented. They have the better bodies, but just have not been able to work, and they've kind of put a lot of pressure on Lorenzen Horace. 7 for 17 with interception and a touchdown. They just haven't gotten that run game going. It's been like this through the first couple games as Cody has 15 attempts for 52 yards, only averaging 3.5 a carry.
And Wilmington will start off the second half with the football. Get out a little past the 30, but yeah, the Cardinal offense needs to wake up here sooner rather than later. And the defense needs to keep holding strong because they've kept them in this game. But yeah, Lorenzen Horace, I mean, he started out a little rough. He got strip sacked and then threw the interception, but since then he has settled in. He's looked decent. Just haven't been able to put together that complete drive, and just a big part of that too is they haven't been able to consistently run the football, and you're going to need to help out your freshman quarterback as much as you can, especially making his first start. So here are the Quakers trying to establish momentum early in this second half. Larmier hands it off. Jenkins up the middle, and he is dropped down after a pickup of about 6 yards.
Jenkins on the carry for Wilmington. Bobby Buckler on the tackle
Going fast, play action. That one's caught. Good enough for the first down and more. He's finally pushed out of bounds. That was easily on the reception.
Question for Otterbein will be, can their defense continue to hold like it did in the first half? Gave up a couple scores, but put the offense in positions to succeed. And that's going to be the question. Can they hold this Quaker offense in the second half?
Handoff, Jenkins has some room, makes a couple moves, and taken down at the 39-yard line. So you've seen the running attack for the Quakers starting to come alive here in the second half, and just maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in for this Cardinal defense just because they've been out there for really the majority of that first half. Play action, Lamere going deep. No good. Flag comes in. Fisher was on Jones. Jones has been quiet besides that big 33-yard touchdown reception in the first quarter. We'll see what the call is.
It looks like they're going to probably get him on pass interference. Might have been holding him and tugging a little too much before the ball got there as Vincent Fisher.
And I believe that is the call. Pass interference on the Cardinals there.
Penalty is pass interference against Otterbein.
Sixth penalty against the Cardinals in this one.
Penalty will mark the ball to the 24-yard line. First and 10, Wilmington.
Wilmington at the Cardinal 24-yard line. Play action and incomplete on that first down play. Good coverage that time by Gunnell.
Pass incomplete. Vincent Fisher on the breakup.
And Vincent Fisher took the pass interference and immediately got back up and got the pass breakup. And the Quakers looking threatening here, though, as they're going to look to try to get a touchdown and extend it to 3 possession leads. And this Otterbein defense looking to try to make another stop and continue what they were doing in that first half.
Lamere going deep. Caught. What a catch that time by Easley. He has been a huge playmaker, and there's an injured Cardinal on the field.
And that's going to be a personal foul against Easley as he pushed him after he caught the ball, pushed the defender. And that's going to be a big mistake by the Quakers.
Yeah, probably unsportsmanlike conduct after that one. And I believe that's Carlos Alamo that is down on the field for the Cardinals. Not a good sign. Alamo, starter on this team, redshirt senior. He was the one who set up Cardinals with great field position. You actually have 2 Cardinals down on the field. Alamo able to walk off on his own power, but another Cardinal down. As able to get up and walk gingerly to the sideline. That's Zane Goglin, who is actually making a spot start here today, the freshman defensive lineman. So Cardinals' depth continues to get even thinner here as this game goes on.
And Burchnell's already out in this game, and now Goglin comes out. And now you're going to see a little bit of different rotations as Rolante Cousins and Tennell Edwards will probably be the main 2 in the defensive front.
So it will be a fresh set of downs, I believe, but Wilmington will be marched. 2 penalties. So it will be holding and unsportsmanlike. So they're back at the Cardinal 49. Second and I think I'm comfortably saying a country mile here on this one. About 30 yards till the sticks.
Second down, 35.
35. Looking to throw. Going left. And just let his receiver, Muhammad, a little too much that time.
Penalty marker on the play.
Another flag on the field.
And it could be possible another pass interference here. Could be grabbing at the jersey again, and that might move up the Quakers a little bit as we saw the line judge throw the flag right where the receiver and corner ended their route.
Looks like it's going to be holding against Otterbein, so Quakers catch a little bit of a break that time. Instead of 2nd and 35, it'll be a new set of downs. And it'll be 1st down and 10. So kind of bailed out the Quakers right there in a really bad situation. Larimere, wide receiver screen play, and it's good for 3, maybe 4 yards that time.
Derek Larimer pass complete to Brian Curse.
So 2nd down, 6 coming up. So far in this one, Wilmington's outgained the Cardinals. Total offense 261 to 116. And you got to feel like a score here may not quite end it, but it will be putting a tremendous amount of pressure on the Cardinals to score on their next drive. Play action, Larimere was just fortunate to get that one away. Took a shot on that one. It will bring up another 3rd down here.
And like you said, even if you stop the Quakers, there's going to be expectations and kind of almost want to try to get that touchdown or some form of points in the next possession. Come out of halftime kind of getting into that rhythm, figuring out what the Quakers defense was looking like, and try to adjust as much as possible.
3rd and 7. Quakers 1 for 10 on 3rd downs. We're going to get a timeout here called by the Cardinals, though, before this big 3rd down play with 12:42 remaining.
Timeout, Otterbein.
Actually, yeah. Quakers are actually 2 for 7 on 3rd downs in this one. So both these teams having a hard time converting.
At Ohio Stadium, Ohio State 7, Western Kentucky 3.
And
Ohio State up as Travion Henderson gets the touchdown to run. As Ohio State looking to go 3-0, started off hot, win their 2nd game at home against Western Kentucky, first time they've ever played, and that's a good Western Kentucky team. Led the FBS in yards last year. Austin Reed led the FBS in passing yards, and they also had a receiver who led the FBS in receiving yards. So we've seen a lot of talent come out of Western Kentucky. The first person that probably comes to mind is Bailey Zappi, backup quarterback. Started a couple games last year for the Patriots. He was former Hilltopper.
3rd down here. It's a handoff. Jenkins has a hole, gets the 1st down and more. And he is tackled just inside the 20-yard line that time. So I think, yeah, they weren't even necessarily trying to pick up the full 6 yards there. I think they're just trying to set for 4th down, but it ends up working for the Quakers.
And a good touch right up the middle, then cut it back to the left side.
Same play here, and this time Jenkins will be stopped after a pickup of 3, maybe 4 yards.
You're gotta try to hold them here. Don't want to let them get up by 3 possessions. It just feels like even more than 3 is the Otterbein offense just hasn't been able to come alive. Any touchdowns given up by Otterbein feels like an eternity to get back.
Yeah, need to try to limit them to a field goal. Larimere looking for Hobbs, and it's caught. They're going to say incomplete. I think he lost it, so incomplete. Similar play that they ran, I believe, for their second touchdown back in that second quarter. They have Hobbs on the wheel route. Third down once again here for the Quakers. Need 7, maybe 4 down territory for them. Vladimir looking to throw across the middle, caught, and has enough for the first down. So another third down conversion. That's the second one this drive that the Quakers have picked up, and I think they're looking to just kind of score a touchdown here and try to put this one away.
Just taking their time, getting down the field, picking up the first downs, and just aggressive coming out of halftime immediately right down the field to try to get the touchdown.
First and goal at the 7. Larimere gives to Jenkins. Jenkins is able to get in for the touchdown. 7-yard scamper that time, and that puts the Quakers up now 25-7. Just a nice drive coming out of halftime, continuing the momentum that they had towards the end of the second quarter and carrying it into this third.
And Nehemiah Jenkins gets his second touchdown on the ground this season.
Line up for the extra point. Kick is up and good. Makes it a 26-7 game. 11-10 remaining in this one. Quakers lead the Cardinals. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV. Welcome back here at Memorial Stadium. 11-10 remaining. That was 11-play, 68-yard drive by the Quakers. Take the 26-7 lead, and at this point, a lot of time left in the game still, but this is a must-score drive here for the Cardinals. Kick is away. Field at about the 30, and able to get out past the 40-yard line. So Cardinals will be set with pretty good field position. And the offense will come out there led by Lorenzen Horace. Like you said, he's played a solid game. He started out a little shaky. Maybe there was a little bit of nerves, got hit from behind, lost the football, and then threw an interception. But since then, settled in. But it'd just be nice, too, I think, just to have a running game to take a little pressure off him.
You got to try to score here. You're down 26-7, down by 19. And you got to figure out how you're going to attack this. You know, you're down by multiple possessions. You're into the second half, and you got to figure out what you want to do here. Got to get that run game going, especially as Cody only has about 3.5 yards a carry. And you want to get that established, as that has been a huge cause of concern we've seen so far this season for the Cardinals, is their inability to run the ball.
Yep. They've got 64 rushing yards in this one, 52 of them by Cody. 1st and 10 now. Here's Horace. Play action, throws across the middle. That pass tipped and almost intercepted. Good job by that Quakers defense. Seems like they are just clicking on all cylinders right now.
Broken up on the play by Red Holston.
And that's exactly what they are doing, is that was just batted down, had the open receiver, and Vincent Berardi just not able to connect.
You try to hook up on some sort of big play here, try to get some life back in this offense. Cody gets met as soon as he gets the handoff, and he will lose 3 yards on that carry.
And that's where Otterbein has had their struggles running the ball. This is an offensive line that's gone through some changes, just have not been able to create the holes. The longest rush of the day was 13 yards for the Cardinals.
Set up 3rd and 13 Cardinals. They are 1 for 10 on 3rd downs so far in this one. Horace all alone. Play clock down to 2. He gets it off. Looking to throw. Passes batted down once again, I believe, by that defensive line. And the Quakers come out, and they have been playing great football here, as there is a injured Quaker there on the field. He has Joey Weekle, and he's able to hop off quickly.
Now I'll see a punt attempt for the Cardinals. Punter of Aiden Snyder.
Yep, he's been
Aiden Snyder in punt formation.
busy guy here this afternoon, but he did tuck it and run on a fake earlier in that first half. We'll see if they go back to it. Snyder gets the punt and kicked this one away. Nice high punt and fielded at the Quaker 33-yard line with 10:02 to go. That was kind of his worst case scenario that time for the Cardinals. 3 and out after giving up a long touchdown drive. You're throwing your defense right back out there.
And you hope that you can stop the Quakers here, not allow them to put on another score as the game continually starts to get out of reach. Though it's early in the 3rd quarter, Otterbein's offense has just not been there throughout the first half and now into the second half.
Quakers trying to put this one out of reach here. Larimere looking to throw. Pass is caught. Jones has it this time, and flag comes in.
Derek Larimer pass complete. Penalty marker on the play. Lathan Jones.
See what the call is. I mean, Wilmington, they've done a good job on offense. They've adjusted to not using Jones as much as they're used to, as this one will go against the Quakers. So Cardinal defense gets some breathing room here on this set of downs.
Penalty marks the ball to the 29-yard line.
Now with that helps to alleviate any pressure, give some more breathing room for the Cardinals after what was giving up about a 7-yard catch before the flag.
1st and 15, handoff Jenkins, and he's able to fall forward for pickup of 3 yards.
Marky Anderson on the stop for Otterbein.
Muskingum against Capital. That one was tied heading into the 4th quarter, but the Muskies able to pull away and win that one 45-38. So Muskingum improves to 3-0. Where they take on Mount Union next week, battle the undefeateds. Larimere gives it Jenkins. Jenkins gets stood up right at that 35-yard line and gets a little bit past that original line of scrimmage that time.
And just trying to work back all the yardage that they lost after the ineligible man downfield penalty. And it looks like they're, with a 3rd down here, probably going to have to take a shot down 9 yards.
Yeah, 3rd and 9, obvious passing situation here for the Quakers. They don't seem to be in any rush. Just trying to burn this clock as much as they can. Up by 19. Larimere looking to throw. Steps up. Has some time. And intercepted. Carlos Alamo with the interception. And he goes down immediately, though. Hopefully just a cramp. There's a penalty marker on the play, though, so hold everything. But if it stands, Carlos Alamo has been the one-man army today for the Cardinals, trying to keep this team with a pulse here in this one.
And just trying to do everything. Had that huge punt return that got in them inside the 30-yard line. That allowed for the Otterbeins touchdown, and that gave them the first 7 points. And now the interception, though there is a flag, and looks like it's back in the offensive side of the field. But currently, Wilmington is keeping their offense out.
Alamo able to get up. Hopefully just a cramp up. That's kind of what it looked like as soon as he shot up from getting that interception. But
Penalty is roughing the passer against Otterbein.
penalty is roughing the passer by the Cardinals, and that's just, I mean, that's the kind of day it's been really for the Cardinals. I mean, you
it's
thought,
just-
yeah, go ahead.
Just a huge mistake by the Cardinals. I think that you put it perfectly. Just right when something goes right for the Cardinals, immediately something changes that narrative. And in this situation, it's the roughing the passer on a Carlos Alamo interception that would have put them inside Quaker territory for the first time in this half.
Yeah, could have been a little bit of a momentum shifter there too, and setting them up with good field position. Instead, the Quakers get a new set of downs and the ball back. Lamier going deep, overthrows his receiver again that time. Lamier in this game is 14 for 30, has 207 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is, and 1 interception. So that was that interception that's right before half, though.
Second down, 10.
He has had a very productive day. And Jones, like we've been mentioning all day long, he has 2 receptions, 41 yards for a touchdown. But a lot of other guys have been involved too. Kearse, 47 yards, easily 32 yards and a touchdown. So he's getting lots of different guys involved, and gets another one involved here. Is that second down passing play goes for about 6 yards that time to
There for pass complete.
Ashton Griffith.
Gain to the Otterbein 44, third down.
And third down, about 4 to go here. And you're in no man's land. You're kind of in territory where you could punt. You're not in territory to take a field goal, though. And you just get a couple yards here might be something that Wilmington is looking to go for. Up, though, by 19 points. You could probably go for it regardless.
Here's Hobbs, and he makes this now a 4th and 2. So pretty easy 4-down decision, I would expect, for the Quakers. They are 1 for 2 on 4th downs in this game, trying to convert another one here to give to Hobbs, and he's stopped in the backfield. Cardinal defense still playing with a lot of heart out there. It's a turnover on downs, and Cardinals will take over.
And able to just pressure Hobbs and nowhere to go as the defense collapses around him. Thought he might have saw a hole up the middle, but immediately was taken down by that defensive line of Otterbein.
So Cardinals, 6:59 to play. They set up with solid field position here. Need to just try to get something going here, though, offensively.
First and 10, Cardinals.
Besides that, the lone touchdown drive where they only had to go 21 yards. Nothing much going for on this team. Here's Horace. And just goes down. It's kind of a broken play, it looked like a design quarterback run. Quakers were all over it, and there was nowhere for Horace to go.
He definitely thought about trying to pass it as well. Saw some receivers downfield, looked to his right, tried to scramble that way, then looked to his left, and there was just defenders surrounding him, and there was no opportunity. Just had to slide down and take the sack.
And setting you up now behind the sticks. Basically as good as a sack right there. So 2nd down and 19. Here's Horace looking to throw. And that one goes incomplete. Trying to find Panicky that time.
Intended for Christian Panicky.
And Panicky's a name you really haven't heard much of this season, has 7 receptions for only 33 yards, getting about maybe 16 yards a game and about 4.7 yards a catch. This is a tight end, Garrett, who came in from last season having multiple leads in different categories, receiving-wise, on this Otterbein team.
Yeah, so far today, just 1 reception, 6 yards, I mentioned. As this time, the Cardinals are able to hook up on the big passing play, and I think they're going to mark it a yard short. Aiden Schneider coming up with a big reception at that time. Yeah, I'm sure Pataky, everyone here, expect him to continue from his great freshman campaign. He hasn't had quite the start I'm sure he would like in his sophomore year so far. But I think that just too kind of reflects the state of this offense, the state that this offense is in. It's been tough. Each and every touchdown drive has been earned and nothing easy for this offense right now. So 4th down coming up. Cody up the middle, trying to push forward, and he will power himself. That was all willpower that time by Ajay Cody, picking up that big 4th down conversion.
Ajay Cody able to get the 4th down, got a little bit of help from his offensive lineman who pushed him from the back, and that was the difference in getting that 1st down.
Horace looking to throw, looking deep, incomplete.
Lorenzen Horace pass incomplete. Intended for Sil Kent.
Trying to find Kent, who has the touchdown reception back in the 2nd quarter.
2nd down 10.
2nd and 10 coming up now for the Cardinals. Horace looking. Trying to find Cody, that one over his head, and bring up another 3rd down here for Otterbein.
And you're going to be pretty far away from the 1st down. Maybe just try to get a couple yards here, then go for it on 4th down again. Try to build any momentum possible.
Yeah, I think at this point, these long passing plays are pretty unlikely for the Cardinals. Just try to make this a 4th and short, make it a little bit easier for your offense here. Try to pick up this 4th down. Horace. And he will just be forced to dump that one away again. Just to look like a miscommunication, looking to give the ball to Cody on his right. Instead, Cody came from his left, and bring up 4th down once again.
And the Quakers bench, no flag is thrown, but there's some discussion. They're thinking if this is intentional grounding, as he was not outside of the pocket, it looked like. And still a little bit, looks like they're going to consider it. Still some more. The punt unit will come out regardless.
I assume no intentional grounding, even though we couldn't hear the officials. Ball stays marked at the Quaker 48. So Snyder will get ready to receive this one. Punt is away. Another good-looking punt from Snyder. Fielded at about the 23-yard line, so Quakers will take over once again here. And at this point, the recipe seems pretty simple for the Quakers. Just bleed the clock. I mean, this Cardinal offense looks pretty dead here so far in the 2nd half. Nothing really going for them. That was a 7-play, 11-yard drive. I mean, they had that big passing play to Snyder for 16 yards, but other than that, it's nothing going for this Cardinal offense.
And we had talked to head coach Tommy Sigorski before the season had started, going into that Ohio Wesleyan game, and he had mentioned that this defense for Otterbein was a little bit far and away ahead of where the offense was at. He said it was going to take some time, and it's still the beginning of the season, still have some time before you really get into that back stretch. But the offense definitely at least a couple steps behind where the defense is at.
Yeah, that has been pretty clear so far through these first 3 games. As a handoff, Hobbs has some room, now past the 45, 50, and stopped inside the Cardinal 45-yard line that time. As I think at this point, it's probably just fatigue starting to mount up for this Cardinal defense.
And the defense starting to get tired being out there so much. Eventually, you're going to get those breakaways on the running game, and that's exactly what has happened.
Longest rush in the game by either team so far. 28 yards that time for Hobbs. Play action. Throw. No good. Falls incomplete that time. He was trying to find Clark that time.
Intended for Jamal Clark.
And this usually, Garrett, is a Wilmington team that on defense has given up a fair amount to opposing teams, giving up about 400 yards of total offense and 24 points a game.
Jenkins has some room up the middle. He gets the first down, pick up about 11 yards that time. And yeah, Quakers are their defense. They're known for their offense, not their defense. Offense has been somewhat contained here. They're starting to get grooving here in the third quarter, but I think that's kind of the product of fatigue. But yeah, their defense gave up 63 points last week to Baldwin Wallace, as that one goes incomplete. And Wilmington's kind of dominated this series in the past couple matchups. They've won the past 4 matchups, looking to make it 5, but they won last year 32-26. Cardinals actually led that game 20-7 at halftime, but then outscored the Cardinals 25-6 in the second half to win that game. Larimere finds his man that time, and good enough for the first down and more. That was Clark on the reception.
Just continuing to move the chains is Clark. And just able to get it, make a couple moves up the field for the first down.
A little over 3 minutes to play. Hobbs gets the carry, and he is tackled from behind at the 9-yard line. And it's been a kind of a little bit of a two-headed monster with Jenkins and Hobbs. Hobbs closing in on almost 70 yards. Rushing, Jenkins has 96 with a touchdown, and that one goes incomplete. Third down coming up once again here for the Quakers.
Third down 3.
Yeah, Jones lined up here. Near side. Hobbs in the backfield with Larimere. Motions over Jones. Fakes to him. Gives it to Hobbs. And he will truck forward for the first down. He'll be marked down at the 4.
And gets the first down. Now you're inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. And able to just continue to ground and pound, hopefully get another touchdown is exactly what Wilmington wants.
That's the 22nd first down they've picked up in this ball game. Larimere, play action, throws it in zone, no good. Pick up second down, but 21 first downs to the Cardinals 7. And I mean, that really tells the story of the game. Second and goal at the Cardinal 4-yard line. See if this defense has one more stop left in them. Motions out Hobbs. Larimere will keep it, and he will not be going anywhere. And He may actually lose a yard that time, and that quarterback designed run has not worked for the Quakers here this afternoon.
Laramie has had 2 attempts running the ball, negative 10 yards. But you can see same thing for Lorenzo and Horace, who has had 4 attempts, negative 26 yards.
Now both these quarterbacks having trouble running the football here today. We'll see what Quakers do on 3rd down. 9 seconds on the play clock. Got 3 seconds now. Laramie gets it off. Another designed run, and this time he will get in for the touchdown. That's a 5-yard scamper there for Laramie, and he now puts his team up 32-7, and this one's starting to get out of reach, and the air is starting to get sucked out of this place here on homecoming.
As Larimer has been able to make it happen, as Otterbein has just fallen behind in terms of yardage. In total offense, 390 yards for Wilmington, only 124 for Otterbein, but their penalties have been costly for Otterbein. 8 for 110 yards with 3 turnovers, only 7 first downs. It has been a struggle so far today as they are trail 33-7.
1:29 remaining. Quakers lead the Cardinals 33-7. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
It was a 12-play, 76-yard drive by the Quakers as they're going to squib this one to the Cardinals, and goes in between the legs. It's fielded by Cody, trying to make a couple men miss, and he is carried forward to about the 35-yard line. Flag comes in, so Cardinals may get even better field position here, but
looks like it was unsportsmanlike conduct by one of the Quakers. It looked like he kind of stood over one of the Otterbein players.
Mm-hmm. Field position definitely would be important for this Cardinal offense just because they've been having such a hard time, especially in this 3rd quarter, about moving the football. So it'll be 15 more yards tacked on to the end of that return. It will be right at the 50.
Penalty will mark the ball to midfield.
See if the Cardinals can put together something here.
1st and 10 Cardinals.
Horace rolling to his right. Throws incomplete.
And Horace had a lane on the right side of the field to possibly run there and at least pick up a couple yards. Decided to throw it downfield, though. Ended up not working out. And that's the decisions you kind of got to be able to make and read. Can you run the ball? Should you throw the ball? And that's just something he'll learn with more experience. And that's just how the quarterback position is. It's a rep-heavy kind of position. The more reps you take, the better you'll get.
Yeah, Lorenzen Horace making his first career start. Came in the second half of last week's game, but it definitely doesn't have a lot of experience at the collegiate level yet. So he gives it off to Cody, and he is stopped after a 1-yard pickup. Has been the theme of the game. It's been tough for them running the football once again, and when it's tough running the football, you're putting a lot of pressure on your freshman quarterback.
It definitely is, and He just hasn't been able to find the passing. 8 for 25 and just about 30% on passing. Then also running the ball, only a 3-yard average for Cody, the leading ball carrier. And then for Jordan Bose-Floyd, only 2.8.
As Horace just heaves this one. Caught by Panicky. He just using his size and his strength, I think, that time. Horace fortunate that one wasn't intercepted, but Panicky just kind of ripped that one out of the defensive back's hands. And, well, a little spark right there. We'll see if the Cardinals can turn it into some points.
Just able to get the ball kind of high, points it above his head, being a little bit bigger. A huge opportunity now for the Cardinals.
Low snap. Horace going left. Another caught. And a touchdown for the Cardinals. So there you go. Back-to-back passing plays. Jewett gets in for the touchdown. Giving a little bit of life here to this Cardinal offense.
And that'll allow them an opportunity as Declan Jewett gets his first touchdown of his Otterbein career, or of this season, excuse me.
4-play, 50-yard drive. And that catch by Packy for 25 yards really sparked everything. 2.9 remaining here in the third quarter. Kick is up and good. So Cardinals still down by 19. A lot to overcome, but we've seen kind of last week too. This offense starts to come alive. It's just too late in the game. You know, towards the end of this third quarter, they put together a nice drive right there. It was set up off of really good field position with that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Just had to go 50 yards, but we'll see. I mean, it may be a little too late for this Cardinal offense to see if they can make a comeback in this one.
You got the fourth quarter left and just try to work on things. Try to maybe claw your way back and at least get close to this Quaker team. And it all starts now on this next possession as the Cardinals will be on defense.
May see an onside kick here. We'll see. It'll be a regular, traditional kickoff. Fielded inside the 10. Now past the 25, 30, and stopped at about the 33-yard line, and that will conclude this third quarter. Wilmington leads 33-14. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Did you receive a call or message that mentioned Social Security and demanded immediate action? Did the caller know your Social Security number or other personal information and tell you that your Social Security number had been used in connection with the crime? Did you feel worried that your Social Security number might be suspended, your bank account might be frozen, or
point lead. Garrett Wandel, Micah Flack here with you. Wilmington, I think, touchdown here would effectively end this one. Give off Jenkins on first down. Got nowhere to go. He will lose a yard and a half.
And if you're Wilmington, just try to take up as much clock as possible. Those kind of very long, drawn-out drives. And that's exactly what they're going to try to do, run the ball and Just get those first downs.
Loss of 1 on the carry, 2nd down 11.
Yeah, Wilmington not playing with any urgency here. Starting off this fourth quarter. Jenkins gets it again. And he falls down after a pickup of about 3.5 yards. So it'll be 3rd and long here. Start this fourth quarter.
Tayon Howard on the tackle. Gain to the 35-yard line.
Looking at Wilmington, they will take on Capital next week. They'll have homecoming themselves. It'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff, so late game for the Quakers taking on the Comets. Should be a high-scoring affair as Lamere looking to throw. Out pass is caught, but it'll be short of the first down marker, so Quakers will be forced to punt here.
And it's kind of a situation where you can kind of decide what you want to do. You're about 3 yards short, but you're up by enough that you could probably go for that if you so chose, but decide to punt it, not allow Otterbein to have any type of momentum and start in their own field.
So Quakers will go into punt formation here, put the pressure back on the Cardinal offense, see if they can do it again. Cardinals and that punt. Take a nice Wilmington bounce down at the Cardinal 27-yard line. So we'll see if they can go the distance of the field and put together a complete drive. Is Lorenzen Horace 10 for 27 in this one, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. The longest one was to Pataky on that previous drive for 25 yards. But just 174 yards of total offense compared to Wilmington 397. It's just not gonna cut it. So hand off to Cody on first down. Nice burst up the middle and good for a nice pickup there on first down.
Cody on the carry.
Bad snap. Horse able to get it, but they will be right back at the original line of scrimmage. So we set up 3rd and long once again. A little over 12 minutes to go here as this offense trying to get something going here for the 2nd consecutive drive. That pass is caught but immediately dropped right at the 31-yard line. I'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what Cardinals decide to do here. And
looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
About 4 yards away, and you know you're at that point now. You're in the 4th quarter, a little under 11 and a half to go. You kind of have to go for it, or at least try to do something. As the Wilmington offense has looked very good so far this game. Just see if your defense can stop them if you give them the ball at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they've got to hurry. It's 5 seconds till the play clock. We'll get a timeout from Otterbein. We'll take 1, too. We come back, be a big 4th down conversion for the Cardinals. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV. All right, welcome back here. Memorial Stadium, 4th and about 5 yards here for the Cardinals. Horace looking to throw. Intercepted. That one hung in the air, was deflected, and eventually hauled in by the Quakers. Davis got his hands initially on that pass. And that one might do it.
And it wouldn't have mattered anyway, even if you got the interception. The ball got tipped up, and it was put into tight coverage. It looked like it wouldn't have been gone. It would have been a turnover on downs. But Wilmington gets the interception, and now in Otterbein territory.
Yeah, they're just going to, I think, at this point, look to run this clock out. Or not. Throw. That one caught. Good enough for the first down and more. That's a tackle out of bounds. That is Easley. Once again, Easley has had himself a really nice game. Also nice receptions. We're used to talking about Jones, everything he's done, but I think Wilmington did a good job in this one adjusting to what Otterbein is trying to do on defense, trying to take away Jones and been able to spread the ball out a lot more than they did in their first 2 games. Handoff this time up the middle. No one is there, and Jenkins will walk into the end zone for a Quaker touchdown. 20 yards. There's a flag at the end of play. It might be unsportsmanlike conduct, but when you're up by this much,
Going to just be enforced on the kickoff.
Yeah.
Quakers are up big on Otterbein.
Yeah, they really came out in that third quarter, especially on that opening drive. They came out hitting on all cylinders, offensively, defensively, and it was a close game at halftime, just 19-7. Has been busted wide open by the Quakers in the second half. Ready for the extra point attempt. Trying to hang 40 on the Cardinals.
Wilmington will be assessed on the kickoff.
And kick is up and good. 10:26 remaining in this fourth quarter. Otterbein trails Wilmington 40-14. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV. Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Well, when do you think the last time the Quakers scored 40-plus on the Cardinals? You think, Micah?
Ooh. Well, it wasn't last year. 2018.
What was that?
2018.
2018. Well, in 2018, Quakers put up 24.
Okay.
I know. It was actually 2007.
Oh.
2007. Otterbein ended up winning that game, though, 58-41. So that's a classic. It's a Big 12 shootout right there.
And it doesn't seem like Otterbein will be putting up 58 points today.
Unfortunately, not in their case. So we'll see. I mean, at this point in the game, 10:23 to go. Probably going to fall to 0-3. You just want, I think, feel good about yourself a little bit. Just get some things you're trying to build off of here offensively, because even though, the scoreboard says 40, the defense isn't really responsible for all that. The defense played great. The defense kept them in this game like they have all season long. It's just this offense doesn't have any form of consistency to it.
And just trying to work on some things on offense. Just kind of see where your problems areas are and maybe just open up the playbook.
Oh, there's a deep shot. Oh, just under through. That was Gavin Edwards just a little bit right there. Put a little bit more on that throw, and that one would have went for 6.
And just open up the playbook. Just let Lorenzen Horace kind of do what he wants. Let him do his thing and just kind of see what happens. You're down by 26 points. You kind of can just let it flow and see what you need to work on and see what Lorenzen Horace really has. Let him call the plays. Let the freshman kind of do what he needs.
That's good opportunity. You know, we're unsure of Easton Hardwin's status. He is not dressed there on the sideline. Got to assume concussion or something like that. Because there's no braces on his legs, arms, or anything. Walking around fine. So probably in concussion protocol. That's what Coach Zagorski kind of led me to believe when I talked to him on Monday. Hardwin suffered a concussion last year when they played Marietta around the similar time of the season. Had to miss 2 games. So Cody that time picks up 1.
And currently the backup quarterback is the junior from North Canton, Bo Bircher.
He may get some reps here. We'll see what happens. Here's Horace. And finds Cody that time. He's hit out of bounds, but taking a look at the OAC standings. If everything holds true in this game, Cardinals will fall to 0-3, 0-2 in OAC play. And joining them at the bottom of the standings will be their arch rivals, the Comets of Capital. They fell to 0-3 today as well, 0-2 in conference play with their 38-45 loss to Muskingum. And they take on Wilmington next week as that pass was deflected once again at the line of scrimmage. Active hands by those Quakers.
And they'll play Capital in a couple weeks. Otterbein will look to get a win there when they play September 30th.
Yeah, and we were talking about at the top of the broadcast, this 3-game opening homestand, you would really like to at least get one here to start off the season, because you really get into the bulk and difficult part of your schedule. They got Marietta. They got to go to Marietta next week as Cody does get that first down on the 4th down conversion, but you got 3 straight home games. Got Marietta, Capital, and Heidelberg before coming home, and it doesn't get easier when you come home because you got Baldwin Wallace, who looks like they are really good.
And what a brutal stretch that is. Heidelberg, Baldwin Wallace. Baldwin Wallace was projected to finish 3rd, John Carroll 2nd, Mountain Union 1st. Then you look at ONU and Heidelberg. Heidelberg's projected to finish 4th in the OAC, and then ONU 5. So you play the top 5 of the projected OAC standings all in a span of 5 games, and it's going to be a tough stretch, but you get 2 of those big games at home in John Carroll and Baldwin Wallace.
Yeah, they'll have Baldwin Wallace at home, and then they'll have to go on the road to Alliance at Mount Union. That's always a challenge, and then Ohio Northern before returning home for Senior Day versus John Carroll. So it only gets harder from here, unfortunately, for the Cardinals. But like you said, I'm sure they have that Capital game circled. Horace looks in zone, caught, touchdown. Cardinals finds Gavin Edwards that time for a touchdown. Just a good sign overall for that offense, building a little bit of confidence in there. Horace, 9 yards for the touchdown score.
And Gavin Edwards gets his first touchdown on the season. Got it wide open at the face mask. Jumped up. And now we'll put Otterbein over 20 points.
Flag will likely be offsides here, but Cardinals matching their season high in points, will be 21. They scored their opener against Ohio Wesleyan. Cardinals will decline this. Extra point will be good. So they trail the Quakers 21-40. 7:56 remaining in this fourth quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Suspended, your bank account might be frozen or seized, or you could be arrested. That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, demand your personal information, or instant payment. Email or text you pictures or documents, or use a real government official's name to gain your trust. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Do not be fooled. Hang up. Ignore them. Report this criminal activity to the Social Security Administration Office of the Inspector General at oig.ssa.gov.
7:56 remaining in this homecoming game for the Cardinals. Going off an 8-play, 48-yard drive for a touchdown, likely set up for an onside kick here.
This will be the most points given up on the season, regardless of what the score ends at. The most points given up from the Cardinals was against Ohio Wesleyan when they gave up 35, but have so far given up 40 to Wilmington.
Onside kick recovered by the Quakers, so that will spare us probably any drama going forward. But Quakers will take over on downs here and likely improve to 2-1 and winning now 5 games in a row against the Cardinals. And it stems back to one of my first games I did here back in 2019. I believe it was senior day. That game ended 28-27 in favor of the Quakers, and I remember that game like it was yesterday. We Cardinals up 21-20, a little over 3 minutes remaining. They have a pick six. Thought they won the game. They tried to go for 2 just to end it. Couldn't get the 2-point conversion, and the Quakers pull out a miracle drive and did a little over a minute remaining. They get the touchdown. They tie the game up, or they get the touchdown. They're trailing by 1, decide to go for 2, and beat the Cardinals outright. And ever since that drive, it's been all Quakers in this series. Hand off, or it's going to be a keeper actually this time. Laramere will fall down at the 38-yard line.
You just look at the schedule for Otterbein. Is currently Mount Union is ranked number 2 in the nation in Division III. You have a vote for one first place vote, and then you look at John Carroll, who's ranked at 17, and you got both of those games within 3 weeks of each other. John Carroll November 11th, and then Mount Union October 28th. And that will be huge. And then Heidelberg also receiving some votes, not in the rankings, but received 5 votes. So the OAC, very good at football, very prominent teams. And John Carroll, that's going to be one to mark on your calendars, as Coach Tommy Sigorski actually was on staff there for 7 years and knows the OAC and John Carroll very well. It'll be a little bit of a rivalry match, and that his players will know that.
That pass caught on 4th down. It's extending the drive. It's been Caleb Beasley. He's been Mr. Reliable on these 3rd and 4th down conversions all day long for the Quakers. But yeah, big game tonight too. Getting ready to kick off actually in the OAC. Heidelberg versus Ohio Northern. You said Heidelberg kind of on the verge of being in that top 25. Ohio Northern very solid and not a very nice place to play at either. So big game coming up for the Student Princes, see if they can maybe crack the top 25 with a victory tonight. A little over 6 minutes to go. Handoff here to Hobbs. And he's got a lane, and he'll be tackled just inside the 10-yard line.
Ben Hobbs on the carry for Wilmington. Hey, Genius on the stop for Otterbein. Play gain to the Otterbein 9-yard line, 1st and goal.
1st and goal. Quakers in no rush here. They're trying to get out of here with the win, bleed as much clock as possible as this game is essentially over here. Not enough time for the Cardinals to get 3 possessions. Handoff, Hobbs. And he is tackled inside the 5. Hobbs has done a nice job, and this is their rushing attack overall. Nice balanced attack today from the Quakers, which has led them out to this 19-point lead. 265 passing yards, a little over 210 rushing yards for a grand total of about 472. And they came as advertised. That offense, very high. They're going to get their yards. And they
looked at the first half, and Jenkins and Hobbs were under 4 yards per carry, but that has gone up tremendously in the second half as Nehemiah Jenkins has 5.4 and Hobbs is averaging 6.8. So it's just a huge change.
Yep, as Hobbs puts the cherry on top here. Gets in the end zone for another touchdown as they continue to pour it on here against this Cardinal team. And I think too, yeah, just the second half, that's just, I think, a product of this fatigue. There was the Cardinal defense was out there a lot in that first half. We mentioned the interception in the first quarter along with the fumble, and then also too right before halftime, the muff punt. That Cardinal defense couldn't really catch their breath at all in that first half. And I think Wilmington just took advantage of it in that third quarter, wearing down that D line, that secondary, and being able to run the ball successfully. Extra points up and good. Quakers back on top, 47-21 with 4:43 remaining. We will take a timeout. You're listening to the Home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale. Bipolar? Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Welcome back here at Memorial Stadium. Garrett Wandel, Micah Flack coming with the home stretch here in this game. There's a little squib kick. And down just short of the 40-yard line. Well, Wilmington, they're named the Quakers, right? And you brought up a good point at halftime. What even is a Quaker, right?
You'd think we would know this. It's just like a history class, but yeah, Quakers, isn't it like a pilgrim? Something like that?
Yeah,
It's
so
pretty much.
it's a term like, I remember it's back in like the Revolutionary War days, you know. It's a kind of like a pacifist related to a sort of religion that you like don't take sides in wars and you just trying to remain peaceful, I think. So, yeah.
No,
Horace, nice throw, just went through the hands of his receiver that time, Rashawn Broomfield, who is playing both sides of the football here today.
No, I was saying, speaking of like religion, you know, I was saying when we were playing Ohio Wesleyan that we should call it like the battle of the churches, because it's like they're the bishops, but their mascot isn't a bishop, it's like a cat, and then ours is the Cardinals, but it's a cardinal.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the battle of
a holy war
of the the holy war.
As Cody makes a nice catch that time, and he stopped short of that first down marker.
And it's just an interesting time to almost be a Cardinal fan. You're in such a transitional period as Tommy Zagorski kind of came in really late, came in February, but did a lot in that time. Didn't really get those December recruits, but came in, really flipped a lot of the roster, got like 40 new players on a 95-man roster, and then really flipped the coaching staff as well on top of that. And it's going to take a little bit. You go off the past 2 seasons being 2-17, and you know, any improvement, just showing those signs as the season goes on is what you want to see as a Cardinal. You know, he said you can't really define the season by wins and losses, but by progress. And I think that's exactly what the Cardinals are going to look for this season.
Yeah, this program was going in the wrong direction for several years before Coach Z came in, and you know, people get caught up all the time, like, you know, you see what Deion Sanders is doing at Colorado, the immediate turnaround you're seeing. That's just not the case for everywhere you go. So yeah, this is definitely not all on Coach Zagorski. This is going to take time to build this program back up. You won't see the crazy turnaround just the first year, but I think, too, you know, he came in late, like you said, and he still brought in some good guys to help out this team. I mean, if he wasn't able to do that, you could be seeing a worse product than what we've seen on the field. But we've seen an elite defense up until this point and a below-average offense. You know, for fans of D1 and the Big Ten, reminiscent of Iowa, very much so. But, you know, your defense can only keep you in games for so long. They get fatigued, they get tired. So I think, yeah, of course, as the season goes along, and hopefully as some guys start to get healthy as the season goes along too, they'll start to figure things out on offense.
And you got time to figure it out. It's, you know, you got these 3 games at home. Now you go on the road, and you're gonna have some tests in the OAC conference, but you've gotten 3 games under your belt. And I think this is just a really big game for Lorenz and Horace, where you play at home in front of the home crowd before you go on the road. In his first start, played a little bit, took 23 passing attempts in last week's game, but really hadn't started a whole game and really commanded the offense for an entire quarter, an entire game. And these are things that he's working through, and is just continuing to get better at that quarterback position.
Yeah, these are definitely valuable reps here for the freshman. We'll have to keep our eye on Suas, what the quarterback situation is going forward. If Hardwin's able to return, and if he remains the starter, I have to assume so. But or as that one falls incomplete. 3:25 remaining in this one. It'll be actually a turnover on down, so we'll likely see the Quakers just run the rest of this clock off.
And you look at the Quakers and just what they've been able to do on defense. There's a Quakers team that came in allowing a bunch of points, allowing about 552 passing yards in total between 2 games, about 276 a game to opposing teams, and allowing 163 rushing yards per game. And they've only allowed under that, and they've forced 4 turnovers against the Cardinals. Only 246 yards of total offense given up when they usually give up over 400. So this is a Wilmington team that's came in here and really cleaned some things up after last week's defeat and giving up well over 50 points to Baldwin Wallace.
Yep, they came in averaging 50. Their defense was giving up 52 points per game. Even in their opening win against Worcester, they did give up 43 points. And, of course, giving up 61 last week to Baldwin Wallace. So I'm sure their defense feels better about themselves in this one. Got some confidence. And they another winnable game, too, for Wilmington next week against Capital. So they have a nice chance to improve to 3-1.
Vincent Fisher, St. Denis on the stop for Otterbein. Getting to the 49-yard line.
3rd down and 2 coming up. First down here would officially end it. Laramere 19 for 40 in this one as he gives it off. It'll be good enough for the first down, and we'll likely just see a couple kneel downs. But Laramere came in, played a great game, 19 for 40, 265, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Spread the ball out a lot, easily with 6 receptions, 72 yards and a touchdown. Leading receiver Brian Kearse, 3 receptions, 47 yards. Clark with 3 receptions, 27 yards, and Lethane Jones, 2 receptions, 41 yards. His last reception just came in that first quarter on the 33-yard touchdown pass. But yeah, I mean, like you said, good adjustment by this Quaker team who was heavily reliant on Jones through the passing game, able to spread it out here today and get other guys involved, as seeing kneel down that time. And Lorenzen Horace, I mean, he was kind of thrown into the fire here today. First start, 15 for 40, 149 yards. Did throw for 3 touchdowns. Turned it over a couple times. We kind of saw him work out some nerves to start off the game, but he was able to settle in. But he just wasn't able to get a good rhythm going, and there's a lot of pressure put on him just because of the lack of the running game.
And he was 15 for 40. Definitely going to be tough when you're only throwing 37% completion percentage and really just have to get everything. And the team kind of figured it out a little bit towards the end as Ajay Cody's average went up to 4 as it was just at 3 as it's starting to make those gradual improvements, and that's what Otterbein will look for.
Well, looks like that will do it here on homecoming. Otterbein falls to 0-3. Quakers improve to 2-1. Final score will be 47-21. Quakers got that lead in the first quarter. Lost it momentarily. Cardinals did lead this game in the second quarter, 7-6. But once they regained the lead, 12-7, Quakers did not look back. So Cardinals will begin a 3-game road trip starting at Marietta next week. Wilmington will head to Capital, and we'll see what kind of offense the Cardinals can produce for next week, and just the quarterback situation there as well. Well, that will do it here for Micah Flack. I've been Garrett Wannell. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a good rest of your Saturday, everybody, and weekend. We will hope to see you next time.